This podcast is brought to you by lineupmedia.fm.
All right, listeners, check it out. The time is now to get on board with sports betting. That's right, BetDSI is on board with American Animals. Make sure you go to their website, use the promo code ANIMALS10, and not only will they match your initial deposit, they'll give you an extra $10 to bet on any kind of sports, MMA. You can even bet on who's going to win the presidential election this year. You gotta love it. Tell you what, they have great customer service. It's easy to use, fast payments when you win, and again, 100% bonus on your initial deposit. It doesn't get any better than that. You know, I always love to play with Vegas Dave, the very famous sports handicapper who picked the last couple Super Bowls and World Series winners ahead of time. So I'm going to be on BetDSI myself. So make sure you check it out again. Go to BetDSI, use the promo code ANIMALS10.
You know what they say about one bad apple? Well, we've got two. It's American Animals. All your favorite athletes, entertainers, and weirdos are coming to you like you've never heard them before. Join Erik, Bad Apple, and Ian, Uncle Creepy McCall every Wednesday on Hot Button from 5 to 7 p.m. Pacific. American Animals on Hot Button. Get some.
Kaboom!
Yo!
American Animals, we are here. We're ready to take over. We came. We're going to kick ass.
What do you want to do tonight, Pinky?
So 8 shows into it. 2 months we've been doing this?
That's a long time.
2 months has gone pretty fast.
8 shows?
This is the 8th week.
Crazy. Wow.
Man. Good for us. Congratulations to us.
Yeah, pat myself on the back. I want to pat you on the back.
Yeah, pat each other on the back all day. I mean, that's pretty much what this is all about. This is just us congratulating each other on how awesome we are.
And how cool we are with all of our cool friends.
And everyone else can hate us.
Exactly. Fuck them.
Nothing's changing.
Nope.
So welcome to American Animals. Remember, that is at 2 American Animals on all your social media. Make sure you find us and follow us, as well as all of our guests.
No lurking.
Yeah, and don't forget that you guys can, DM us. You can send us questions for best worst advice ever.
Send Erik dick pics.
Yeah, just what I want. I want to see some cock, some cack. And man, we had a good show air today.
We did. It was very exciting, and I have a vast appreciation for what Ryan does for a living. So it was nice to talk to him.
Yeah, Ryan and Sonny Garcia, two great friends of ours, and 2 people that are definitely interesting. So I mean, we should be pretty thankful. We've had some really, really good guests, but let's switch gears and get back to you. I mean, what you got? Your fight coming up here next week?
Yeah, the 30th. I mean, it's coming up soon. I'm working hard, and my last hard day of sparring was this last Saturday, and I mean on point, super on point. And from now on, it's just shorter workouts. No longer than like 45 minutes, maybe an hour if it's light. If it's a light workout, and it's just diet. It's all about weight cut. No more food after 7. So I try and eat at 9, 11, 1, 3, 5, and 7, and then I fast for the the other 14 hours.
Yeah, and that's always the hardest for me is at nighttime. Trying not to eat like at 9 o'clock at night because you're hungry all day, but then as you're going throughout the day doing stuff, you can kind of get through it. But then when you're just sitting at home resting and you're hungry, and you just sit there,
it's miserable.
Yeah, it sucks. I used to cheat. I would get turkey breast. I would have low sodium organic turkey breast. Mm-hmm. And just have a slice or 2 of that to fill my stomach. Or I would just like fry an egg.
Yeah.
Just to have something in my stomach.
Well, from what my chef, or the guy that travels with me and does all my cooking for me, Erik Trigili, he is like, hey, if you're going to eat anything, please stop eating after 7. But if you're going to eat anything at night, it needs to be an avocado.
Yeah, it's good.
And
half an avocado, not a whole one.
Yeah, half an avocado and a cucumber. Because the cucumber's water-soluble fiber. It's easy to digest, and then the avocado is the fat, so my body will burn through it quickly. It'll get me to sleep, and then my body will just start eating away at itself.
Yeah.
So then that's what I need.
Are you taking any supplements at all, or are you completely staying away from any supplements because of all these people who are getting in trouble and claiming it's a supplement?
Well, I'm sponsored by Onnit, and Onnit they have double-blind placebo studies for everything they do. Everything they make is plant-based. It's smart. There's testing on all of it. I mean, this is legit supplements that aren't like get buff. It's krill oils and alpha brain and shroom tech.
Do they have like that? I don't know what that guarantee is, or whatever. That's going to say there's nothing in it that's not supposed to be.
Yeah, they're guaranteed.
I forget what it's called. There's like a 3-letter thing. It's like a specific guarantee. It says you will not test positive for anything. It's not supposed to be in here.
Oh yeah, they have all that, and you got to think it's owned by Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
Joe Rogan owns a big portion of this company, and Joe can't have people popping for steroids when they're sponsored by his company.
Could you imagine? tell USADA, well, fuck, Joe gave it to me. What do you want me to do?
And it's everything from hemp protein to, I have my daily night, a morning pack of vitamins, a night pack of vitamins, MCT oil, my earth grown nutrients. It's just like greens, but there's not just greens in it. There's greens and all these other crazy things. And I feel amazing.
That's good.
So
That's
I'm
good.
very
He
happy.
sent me some alpha brain.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Was I supposed to notice something?
Yeah, because it's not like an Adderall or anything where you get all spun out.
Yeah.
It just improves cognitive function, where you put sentences together better, you remember better. Just overall, like I said, cognitive function works better. And there's studies. They have actual double-blind placebo studies to prove all this. So it's a great product, and I love it. And if you want to go on Onnit.com, there is a promo code Uncle Creepy. And they also have the Onnit Academy.
And do people get a discount or they put in Uncle Creepy?
Yes, it's 15% off.
There you go.
And if you want workout tips, if you want to buy kettlebells, maces, yoga mats, like anything, clothes, all this different stuff, they have the Onnit Academy, and they have all this information.
So they have a store with all kinds of products, not just their own.
Yes,
That's cool.
And they have all the best trainers on the planet. All put content into Onnit, and they have the Onnit Physical Academy out in Austin. They have 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu there. It is the best way to do fitness, because it's not these random companies that are like, Rhino Plus, that are all full of steroids and nonsense.
Speaking of the best trainers, I know you've been working with the same strength and conditioning program for a long time. Have you really watched Nick Kirsten or gotten into his stuff?
Oh yeah,
basically Marinovich's programs.
Yeah, Nick Kirsten's a smart guy. I work with you've worked with me with Corey Beasley at Fight Camp Conditioning, and Nick Kirsten is great. That their setup is awesome. All this stuff through Marinovich. But it's very one-sided. A lot of trainers are like that, and they think that
it's his way or the highway.
Yeah, it's his way or the highway. And it obviously works because you have guys like Ruslan Provodnikov, you have Rafael Dos Anjos, you have really good athletes that they make very, very
What's the young wrestler kid that signed with Bellator?
Aaron Pico.
Yeah.
They have BJ Penn when BJ was jumping out of pools.
Well, BJ wasn't training with Nick. He was training with Marinovich.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying.
I think Nick might have been there.
Yeah, the same.
I don't remember ever meeting him there.
I've never met him.
Have you ever worked out with Marinovich?
No.
I have.
No,
I went and trained Aruka with him.
Yeah.
He is a savant.
Yeah,
he's super weird, but he's fucking. Pretty much anything that guy told me to do it has something to do with fitness. I would say, okay, whatever you say, bro.
He's a smart guy, and the proof's in the pudding. He produces some great athletes.
Yeah. So what else? What else we got going on in the news this week? I hate to talk about fighting. We got the Brock Lesnar stuff.
More steroids. Duh.
But here's what's weird though. He passed multiple tests the same week. So that I don't get.
Yeah.
So you're telling me. So as you saw, trying to say that he wasn't taking anything, and then the day after he took a test, he decided to take an estrogen blocker, and then test positive 3 days later. I don't get it.
The whole USADA thing is very funky. I don't understand it, and I get it. It's very good for the sport. You have the most stringent.
I think they're overboard.
Yeah, the most stringent testing policy on the planet, but it's getting real fucking invasive. Like you want to show up to my house at 6 a.m. and drug test me? That's cool, but drop the attitude. Okay.
How many times have they been there for you?
Twice. No, 2 or 3 times.
In the last how long?
This camp. So last month.
And you gave blood and urine 2 or 3 times.
I gave blood and urine once in LA, once at home, and then I gave urine like a week ago. And the thing is
so they don't always do blood?
No,
that's weird.
No, and the thing is when they call you, like I said, they act like they're solving a crime, like they're trying to stop you from murdering somebody, and it's fucking obnoxious. You got some old dude who chases you around to collect your pee, who's wearing like tacky clothes, has a bad hairpiece, has an attitude because I'm sorry. I took the night off. My coach said, hey, take the night off and go home and rest. Go hang out with your kid. Go hang out with your girlfriend. Whatever. Relax. So I go home and I take a nap. And, I get one phone call from this guy.
Oh, because they came to the gym?
Yeah, and they're looking for me. Well, where are you? I'm at home. Why aren't you here? Because I got the night off. Drop the attitude.
I would tell them, go fuck yourself. I'll go wherever I want.
Dude, I'm so close to doing it. Well, you need to text USADA next time you deviate from your schedule. Bitch, fuck you. It's Friday.
Well, that's what I was laughing about the Brock Lesnar thing, is they were talking about, like, even after his fight, that they're going to test him.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you motherfuckers think Brock Lesnar is going to text you and tell you where he's going every day? You're fucking high. Brock Lesnar don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar has tens of millions of dollars in the bank. He ain't answered to nobody.
Doesn't give a shit.
He doesn't give a shit. I guarantee he doesn't even give a shit about this. He doesn't care.
No. So if they take 20% of his purse, he's still got $2 million. He still has $2 million.
He got part of the pay-per-view. He did not just get 2.5.
No. I'm saying just from his purse.
And I think
alone.
that's all. They can't touch his pay-per-view money.
No, they can't do. No way. It's only the disclosed money they can touch. But I like the idea of USADA, but they're pushing it and it's pissing me off. And they're just rude and they're popping all these people for things that are over the counter. I don't know. The situations, it's a slippery slope and it's getting weird.
All right. Hey guys, this is Erik Apple from American Animals, and if you like our show and you're a real MMA fan, you got to check out Funky Van Askren, Joe Warren, and Sean Wheelock on the Lineup MMA podcast. These guys got some of the biggest name guests in the entire sport of fighting, and they talk about the shit that other fighters are scared to talk about. So check them out on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, or lineupmma.com. Back in black.
This is our 8th week.
Yeah, we said that.
Yeah.
I just can't believe I can't believe they let us stay on. So it's time to introduce our guest. Hi, Kristen.
Hi, guys.
Kristen Renton. Am I pronouncing it correctly?
You are, absolutely.
You never know, because we had Terrell Owens here, and I said Terrell. He goes, no, it's Terrell.
Yeah. Oh, well.
Even something simple, you think you got it. He real quick was like, nope, that's wrong.
Excuse fucking me.
I was like, whoa, okay. So thanks for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
How have you been? How's life?
I'm hanging in there.
Good.
I'm good. I'm alive, so that's a plus.
Could be worse. Could be better.
It really could be worse.
Yeah.
So I'm going through I'm trying to embarrass you. I'm going through your IMDb and your Wikipedia, and it seems like no matter who you are, what you do for a living, what you do, everyone's always like kind of weirded out when people check out their Wikipedia and their IMDb.
Do you see my face right now?
Well, it couldn't be as bad as me and Ian's. Well, actually, if you Google me and Ian, the first things that come up are the dirty. That's like top 5.
Always a good sign.
Remember we have that picture of us naked in the belts that was on the dirty?
Yes, it's me and him wearing UFC belts naked, and it happens.
I think we actually sent it to them.
Probably.
I thought we told them to put that up.
That's some best friend love right there.
Yeah.
Well, the best way to defeat like you know what that website is? It's like a website like
I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's just like a website like clowny people or like embarrassing people. Other people call them out.
Everyone's talking shit.
So the best way to not get clowned on that website is just send yourself in. Like,
I can get behind that. I like that.
How are you gonna make fun of me? Like, I would love for you. Like, here, make fun of us. We're into it.
Yeah. No, I'm the first to make fun of myself, so I get that.
And we're fucking ripped wearing UFC belts. So what?
Naked.
Boom.
Yeah.
With our cacks.
There it is.
So the first thing that I wanted to get to is
I
was super interested in one of the first jobs you had here in Hollywood was something called the Sausage Factory.
Yes,
Ooh,
it was.
Boy, so is this like the classic tale of you had to do like softcore porn to get started?
No, actually, it was a show on MTV.
Sausage Factory's not any kind of porn?
No,
Really?
no. Though I will tell you, the very first scene I had to shoot for that when we shot the pilot.
You were naked having sex.
You were naked.
Almost.
With Carson Daly.
Almost. No, thank God. No.
Oh, that's mean.
Sorry, Carson.
He's probably a very nice human.
No, he's a nice guy.
I would imagine he is.
Great
no,
kisser.
but I
Don't let me sidetrack you. Go ahead. Go on.
Keep going.
no,
Go on with the chlorophyll.
It was a fantasy scene, and I was in lingerie, and I had to fall back on a bed that was
Bung.
rotating 360 while holding a vibrator, and like.
That's
Yeah.
pretty sure that was a porno, sweetheart.
No, that was like the raciest thing.
I don't know who lied to you, but you in lingerie with a vibrator
On a bed spinning
alone,
around.
that's called a solo, babe.
That was just, no.
That's what that's called.
No,
Now,
it was
trust
like
me, I know
a
about these things.
Oh, do you? It was just like a split second, and then it went back. I mean, it was literally we were supposed to be
You
teenagers
only
and-
came once.
only once.
Okay.
It's a shame when that
maybe,
happens.
maybe it was just, maybe it was love.
That's how it always gets started. Well, hey, I mean, after that, it was all downhill. So tell us how you got into acting, how you came out here from Colorado.
Oh God, my older sister was a model. She's like 7 feet tall and all legs, and I kind of wanted to follow her.
And you didn't bring her?
I know, right? She's in Florida. It's a shame.
We already talked about we're building a wall between Florida and Georgia.
You're building a wall. Why is that?
I mean, I'm cool with the wall between here and Mexico, but more importantly, we should build a wall between Florida and the rest of the country because Florida's more fucked up than Mexico as far as I'm concerned. All the worst shit comes from Florida. All the most white trash shit happens in Florida, right?
Oh, I mean, it's at least once a week somebody calls 911 because they've run out of chicken McNuggets, or like I swear to God,
someone eats someone's face.
Yes, that
that's
too.
true.
And you got Dominicans, you got Cubans, you got Haitians, you got all these people that are hard to deal
And the
with.
fact they're all on bath salts does not help.
Have you ever? I don't see it. We always do this. We're the worst. We never stay on track. But I thought of this. Have you ever heard of Calle Ocho in Florida?
I have not.
Have you ever heard of Calle Ocho?
It sounds vaguely familiar.
So obviously that means if you speak any Spanish, it's 8th Street is what it means, and it's like a parade, big festival they have in Florida, and it's huge, hundreds of thousands of people there.
I'm assuming you're referring to Miami.
Yeah. And years ago,
It's Miami.
Miami. Or yeah.
Years ago, I was there and I did a thing for ESPN Deportes, and we did a freestyle motocross demo. And we were told you cannot leave the area of the freestyle motocross demo without police, like, or an armed security. And I was like,
And
what
you're
do
in
you mean?
America.
We're just like surrounded by like Dominicans and Haitians. It's like legit hood as fuck. Like there's very few places in the world I've been nervous. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to walk out in that crowd. That's cool.
No.
I'll just hang out here with the boys. I'll stay right in here in this fence by the ramp.
Yeah, I've been to Miami once, and people are like, how could you have lived in Florida for as long as you did and go to Miami once? I go, have you been to Miami?
How are you a TV star and you've only been to Miami once?
Yeah.
If you go,
I have no desire. I went for a girlfriend's reality show once. That was it.
If you go more, you'll like move up another level in Hollywood. 100%.
I'm still waiting
Probably.
I'm still waiting for Florida to sink. I mean,
right, there is that. Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of very lovely people in Florida, and I'm probably friends with all three of them, and then my family. So there's that.
I know. Well, you mean like lovely on the inside or the outside? Because I know a lot of lovely on the outside in Florida.
There is that, and then they open their mouth and you want to shoot them in the face.
Or their legs.
There's that too. There is that too.
They open their legs and I want to shoot something in their face. I'm totally kidding. I just snorted. I've never snorted in my life. I've never done that. That was weird. Have you ever heard me do that? I've never done that. I think
First
it was like
time
like a half breathing thing.
Oh man.
You forgot to breathe.
So let's talk about Kristen. We're trying to focus.
Yes.
We're so
Okay.
bad at this.
It's about you.
Ian and I are so into ourselves. We have a guest and just talk about ourselves.
Yeah.
Like we just brought you here to hear about us.
Typical Hollywood. It's all right. I'm used to it.
Oh God. Okay, so your sister is a model. She's
Yes.
7 feet tall.
Yes.
And
I wanted to follow in her footsteps, make a little bit of spending money. So I started doing that. And somebody asked me to go to an improv class, fell in love with it. Then an agent from LA asked me to come out here.
improv. So you went and did comedy.
That's the very first show, The Sausage Factory, was comedy.
But I mean you can't be very funny if you're decent looking or good looking. That's like the rule, right? If you're at all good looking, you're not funny.
Yeah, you can't. It's against the rules.
Isn't that
apparently.
that's like a real thing?
Well, people like to think it's a real thing, but it's actually not a real thing.
Name me one really, really successous comedian who's hot as fuck.
Hot as well. I mean, it depends on your
I'm waiting.
opinion of hot as fuck.
Give me one half as fuck. Half as hot as fuck. Half hot as fuck.
Kristen Wiig.
See, I mean, I don't know if you know, you probably know, Jenny McCarthy was originally going to be a comedian, and she was just like,
Yeah.
nobody thinks that I'm funny because I'm hot. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to laugh. And if you're fat or fucking, deformed, everything you say is funny as fuck.
Yeah.
You
Look
can
at
be
Ian.
you can
Well,
be
look
I'm funny as hell.
But look at what's his name that lost all that weight and stopped getting jobs, so he put weight back on.
Oh yeah,
You know who I'm talking about.
The one fat guy.
Yeah, that one fat guy.
No, the one from
Jonah Hill.
Oh, Jonah Hill, and
Yeah.
also the other guy that he's in all the movies with, the other Jewish guy,
Seth
Seth
Rogen.
Rogen, yeah.
He lost weight, and people didn't think he was as funny either.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
you can't
true.
you can't be even decent looking and be funny
Which
anymore.
just shows you how fucked up Hollywood is in a nutshell.
Well, that's not Hollywood is fucked up, but that's not Hollywood. That's the world. Just the world doesn't think they're funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Hollywood, it starts in Hollywood because Hollywood's not giving people the chance. Hollywood doesn't put people that are.
So there's a weird humming noise.
It's the hum.
They're coming to get us. They don't give you the chance.
Somebody's getting a blowjob in the other room.
It's a really loud vibrator.
That's awesome. Good for them.
They're reliving your scene.
Swear to God, it was comedy.
God, so I mean, we're like 9 minutes into this, and seriously, she's gotten 3 sentences into her story. I love it.
It's all right.
So okay, so you took an improv class.
Yep. An agent from LA did this kind of cattle call thing, and the guy who ran the studio wanted me to go, which I did not want to go, but I went just to shut my parents up. And out of 350 kids that showed up, I was one of 3 that they asked to come to LA, and I was the only one that came. So I know.
You're the one. I know. You're the chosen one.
Yeah. Well.
You're gonna make it. So move to Hollywood and become a star.
Okay, so
I know, right?
So that was the casting call for the Sausage Factory.
No, it was just to come out, and I'd already have an agent and everything. And first thing I booked was a commercial like 3 months after I moved out here, and then next thing I got was I got a few more commercials, and then I got the show.
So, I mean, man,
it's so hard being.
And as everyone knows,
isn't it right?
and as everybody knows, you get booked with MTV. It's like, fuck, I'm on the big time now.
I know. Oh my God.
Was it basically free?
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it was actually, we had some good people, like Adam Brody was on the show.
But I don't understand how they get any talent, because everyone knows that they're the cheapest people on the planet.
This was back, we were their first scripted series. And it was right before.
You just dated yourself.
I know. I'm old. It was right before the Osbournes came out. And then once the Osbournes came out, they kind of abandoned the scripted
everything
stuff
else
for a while. Yeah. So.
I mean, I'll give you a...
Because you can't script Ozzy because it's just blah, blah, blah,
I'll
blah,
give you
blah,
a short...
What the
I'll give you a short
How
MTV
does
story.
anybody understand that fucking man? I'm like, no wonder they're getting divorced. Like, he doesn't even know that, like,
he doesn't know what he's
having
saying.
an affair because nobody knows what the fuck he's saying.
He's like Joe Moreira. Nobody knows what he's saying, even Joe.
It's crazy.
Even the Brazilians are like, I don't know, man.
No, I had this conversation with Babalu once. So there's a really well known, like 6th degree, one of the highest level black belt jiu-jitsu coaches in the world. His name's Joe Moreira, and he talked like, and I thought it was just because he didn't speak English very good that he talks like that. And I remember I asked my roommate, who was at the time was Brazilian, and I said, why does Joe talk like that? Like, what, and I went on to it. He goes, bro, I speak Portuguese with him, and I fucking have no idea what he's saying. It has nothing to do with the fact he's speaking English. That's just how he talks. Like, nobody knows what he's saying.
Yeah.
So MTV, like we're talking about, I mean, they're so notorious for being so cheap. I'll give you a short story. Mm-hmm. They asked me to host back in the day. Remember the MTV Sports and Music Festival?
Vaguely.
They asked me to host it for free, and they were like serious. Like I was like,
doesn't surprise me.
I was like, and I asked them, I was like, how do you make a phone? And at the time, I was already hosting X Games. I was already doing some real stuff.
Yeah.
And they called, and I was like, I actually asked. I go, how can you call someone you don't know and literally say that? Like, I wouldn't be able to say that. I'd be embarrassed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was a moment where it was like, everybody's dream, oh my God, to get on MTV. And it
But they have that attitude with everyone, right? Like, if you're on MTV, you're lucky you're here. We'll pay you whatever we want.
Yeah. No. I'm good on that.
Well, at the time, you were okay with it.
Yeah, well, at the time, it was my first gig.
It's
and
work.
They just, oh my God, did they fuck us?
That's what you said. See, we're getting to it.
We had gotten picked up for a second season, and then at the very last minute when it was basically pay or play, they decided just to pay us off because of, riding the whole Osbournes thing. Well, the WB wanted to buy us and wanted to pick up the show, and they wouldn't sell it to WB.
That's terrible.
I was like,
I'd be pissed.
I was slightly annoyed.
It's like my first real job. Everything's going good. People like it. You don't want to renew it, but you won't let someone else take it?
Exactly.
That sucks.
Yeah, it really did suck. Because it was a funny show. It had
Look me in the eye when you do that, Justin.
Attaboy.
So, I mean, man, what a high and a low off of that series, huh?
Yeah, it was. But hey, you live and you learn.
So but was that a real good springboard for other stuff?
Yeah, it was definitely, it was a learning process. I mean, we had to relocate to Vancouver and, we shot 13 episodes. So to have that whole experience, was really phenomenal. And I'm blessed that I got to.
Definitely got your foot in the door, right?
Yes.
And did you love Vancouver?
I love Vancouver.
Vancouver's dope.
I fucking love Vancouver.
Vancouver's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to go. I'd love to go back. I haven't been back since.
I'm not allowed in Canada, so
Vancouver's really, really hot girls.
that I know. I used to date a woman from Vancouver.
I've did
and I wasn't allowed to go visit her.
I have several.
Why are you not allowed in Vancouver?
felons?
Well, I'm not a felon. Hey, I have,
They're very strict with their
first
arrest
of all,
record situation.
If you have a DUI, there's in
you
America.
you can't go.
Some people, I don't know. For some reason, some people can, some people can't.
As a youth, I was in trouble for everything. Like I got in trouble for drugs, violence, literally everything. So I just
Gotcha.
And when he says youth, that's 15 till 2 years ago.
pretty much.
Fair enough.
15 to 25, I got in a lot of trouble.
Fair enough.
So you had a good time in Vancouver.
I did. I loved it.
Did you party there?
I did a lot.
Yeah, it's I'm back in Vancouver. I can't tell you enough. I love that place.
Yeah.
That's what everybody says. I need to. Hopefully, Canada, please let me in.
Just ask nicely.
I won't steal
they're
any-
a nice.
I
They're
wonder
a
if
nice
you could
folk.
petition
I
them.
won't steal any wood.
Can you petition them?
I don't know. I've never been in trouble like that.
You should try.
You wanna get
Hang out with
some
us. Hang out with us.
Actually, I just have never gotten caught. So.
Oh, now we're getting down to it. This is Erik Apple from American Animals. And if you're a real MMA fan, you know all about the UG. That's the underground and mixedmartialarts.com. I'm on there every day, and so should you be. I'll tell you what, they do a podcast on Lineup Media FM every week, and it's hands down one of the best MMA podcasts out there. They get huge guests, and they do an incredible job getting access to every part of the sport. Check out the show on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and ugpodcast.com. All right, we are back after some Danzig. Everyone loves Danzig. Are you a Danzig fan?
Sure.
You don't like Danzig?
No.
I have no idea.
You don't know who Danzig is at all?
No.
Really?
Don't kill me.
That's so you are from Colorado.
Yeah. You know the music, but
Probably.
I mean, the biggest one is Mother.
I'm sure I fucking heard it. I'm sure I've heard it.
She has no idea.
Right now, I'm drawing a blank. It's been a long day.
we forgive
so
you. He's
please
a
forgive
douchebag.
me.
We just love his music.
Oh, okay.
Like
There's
most artists.
that.
I mean, for kids who grew up at our time, like punk rock or, that kind of Orange County, Southern California lifestyle, Danzig was like a big deal.
And then we
Okay.
grew up and we found out that he was a fucking idiot.
I hung out with him and he's a douchebag. More than once.
How is he a douchebag?
Well, he's like Ian. He has small man complex, really bad. So he thinks he's the toughest guy on the planet.
Yeah.
But here's the difference. Ian can actually fight.
Yeah,
Danzig can't fight.
there is a difference in that. Yeah. No, I hear you.
And
Well,
he-
that sucks for him.
And he thinks he's in the Addams family.
Yeah, he has a house here in LA that a lot of people have been to it. Everyone knows his house he literally purposely got a house that looks like it's in the Addams family, with like all these like old wrought iron stuff. The house is painted gray, and he has like something like 20 cats, and he drives like all these like different like
Hearses.
60s. No,
Does he have hearses? I was gonna say
he has a whole bunch of 60s Jaguars, just random and weird.
Oh.
Like old XKs and they're cool. I mean I like them, but not that much.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
he's trying really hard.
They are old British cars, so they're piles of shit.
Yeah. Sometimes if you try too hard, you miss the mark.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
do.
yeah. I'm with you on that one.
See, now I'm gonna have to go find him when I leave. I guarantee you, I've heard it.
Yes, you definitely have, and it's Halloween music. Think about that.
Oh, okay.
Well, there's an actual song called Halloween, but
Oh, okay. I'll look that one up.
So now let's keep making fun of you. I'm going
Yes.
through
Okay.
IMDb more. IMDb.
All right. Make fun of me.
So after the Sausage Factory, it wasn't what they didn't get picked up. WB didn't get it from MTV. So then what did you end up after that?
Oh God, I have no idea.
I
I don't know. What does it say? I know I did a lot of guest stars and shit.
I mean, I see.
And I
you were
didn't-
on Days of Our Lives.
I was.
My mom probably thinks you're a huge deal.
I get that a lot with the mothers.
When I was
I
a
do.
kid, my mom would watch soap operas, and I would fucking be miserable.
Oh yeah, no, everybody. Their stories, their afternoon stories.
But-
Everybody. They've been watching them for like 30,
But
15
like
years.
Days of Our Lives and General Hospital, those are like the longest. Aren't those the longest running shows on television?
Yeah, the ones that were actually like As the World Turns started on radio. I believe that was the one that started on radio, and that went off the air a few years ago.
It started on radio.
Yeah,
so it's super old.
Damn.
yeah.
Well,
No.
Go
Go ahead.
No,
I say,
no.
and then you ended up on a male soap opera,
I did.
Sons of Anarchy.
I did. Yeah.
I was trying to explain to him.
And now
that
I'm
it's-
seeing, obviously, they saw your past work doing porn on MTV because I'm reading that you play a porn star. I mean, we're seeing a pattern here, Kristen.
I know. I can't get away from it.
It's a pattern.
But I've played many a hooker and a stripper and a porn star.
Good for
and-
you. I like you already.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can come back.
And it's so far removed from my reality.
Is it?
So far removed from my reality. Yeah.
Come on.
You're,
No,
you're,
swear to
you're,
God.
you're a prude.
No, that's the funny thing. I'm not a prude. I just, in my 20s, I did the whole, long-term monogamous relationships and, got engaged a couple times.
A couple? Okay,
Yeah.
wait, hold on. So you're saying, I'm so innocent, but I've been engaged multiple times.
Twice.
That's a red flag.
Twice.
That's a red flag.
No, not when I had nothing to do with the reason that we broke up.
Oh,
That ain't
it's
my
all the
fucking-
man's fault.
Well, when you have an affair with my married best friend who's pregnant with her husband's baby, kind of his fault.
Wow.
Wait.
Kind of his fault.
See, this is why our show is fucking awesome because we don't just talk about we don't talk about regular shit. So we were talking about your career, but now we're talking about the fact that you were engaged,
Yeah.
and your fiance was banging your best friend who was married and was already pregnant.
Yeah.
He was fucking a pregnant girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this guy.
She was.
We
wow.
probably know him. What's his name? Justin over there's like, yeah, I bet I know that guy for sure.
Yeah, there's that. So,
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. That's
Thanks.
a great story. That's why you're here.
it's a great story.
I mean,
God.
you've already exceeded my expectations.
Oh, fabulous. I love it when I do
We
that.
can tell Dr. Weinstein to forget about mom for a bit. We got a whole new set of problems.
So, so I'm seeing a pattern here with the porn thing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I also see that you did you had a reoccurring role on Anger Management.
I
And you
did.
played Charlie Sheen's girlfriend.
Uncle Charlie.
And have you gotten to hang out with him very much?
I haven't, but Chuck and them used to always threaten me,
I've
like
hung out with him
when
before.
when I would get too crazy, they'd be like, "Hey, we're gonna call fucking Charlie." I'm like, "Who?"
Yeah, I've hung out with him before, and he's every bit as awesome as you think.
I could not love that man more.
He's
That's
fucking.
what everyone says. I need a
Fucking
party with
amazing.
him.
And it breaks my heart that he had such a public meltdown and that whole Tiger Blood situation.
Have you gotten weird with him?
Hashtag Tiger Blood.
Have I gotten weird with him?
Yeah, you're like partying with him or like
No, we didn't.
done a bunch of drugs.
No, we did not party together.
You mi-
Sadly.
You're
Can I?
missing out.
I know. Right?
Oh yeah, you're missing out.
I know. Next time you go party with him, let me know, and I'll show up.
wanna
Did
play
Chuck
Platoon
tell you
with
the handful of drugs story with him?
No.
He took. We were at this party and he took us in a bathroom. He's like, "You guys want to do some blow?" And me, I don't know. It's the one time in the world that people said no. And Charlie Sheen goes, "Okay, cool." He goes,
More for
like
me.
this, right? And then he goes, "Oh shit, that's speed." He did like a pile, like a grenade size. I was just like, "Oh god, like you're gonna be up for 3 weeks." Woo!
Oh, that's funny.
That's my Charlie Sheen
yeah,
story.
I love Charlie.
He's
He was awesome. He donated. I was doing this big charity event right after we shot, and he signed a bunch of scripts and donated a whole walk-on role to the show and stuff. It was awesome.
Wait, he
He's-
donated a walk-on role. So what does that
How
mean?
does that work?
So someone paid money to be on the show.
basically, yeah, to have like a
So,
walk-on
so
role.
Dan Bilzerian took advantage of it. That's what you're saying. Because that's what he's in the business of doing.
He's a movie
right?
star.
He he's produces films, but the deal is he gets to be in it.
Oh, one of those.
How does nobody know this? Is there a lot of those?
I don't know.
I thought he was the only one that douchey.
There has to be.
There's a few that they're known for doing their little cameos and shit. That
He's a reoccurring theme on our show. We love making fun of Dan Bilzerian. There's nobody I want to make fun of more than him. He's such
a lot of fun.
He's such a troll. I call him Frodo when I see him.
Frodo. That's good.
He likes it.
It's quite a compliment.
Yeah, he likes how I like it. So tell us about your role with Charlie. I mean, tell us about some of the experiences, or I mean, obviously you love the guy. Everyone seems to love the guy.
Yeah, there's never a bad thing said about him. It's just he's a degenerate. That's it.
He's, and we all have demons. He just doesn't give a fuck that his play out in public.
Yeah,
You know what
which
I
is
mean?
awesome.
It's
Well, it's also about people who are open about it. Like, I'm not pretending to be anything I'm not. Like, this is me, and then people are cool with it.
no, and I agree. And I've always been very forward with who I am. And a lot of
I
times
mean,
it makes
we just met you, and you just told us about your fiance fucking your pregnant best
it
friend.
makes people
Obviously,
uncomfortable.
you're pretty open.
I am. It makes people uncomfortable.
I'm
a
not
lot
uncomfortable
of
at all. I'm super intrigued.
You can't make us
Can
uncomfortable.
we get
I
engaged?
promise.
Wait, can we get engaged and I can fuck your pregnant best friend? That sounds
God.
great.
Stop it.
Is that
No,
considered a
the one-
threesome?
I don't know. I don't know. We can ask my fiance
It could be considered child porn. You never know, sicko.
God.
or child abuse,
Why'd you
depending
take
on.
it there?
That's true.
Yeah.
So
Wow,
tell
that
us.
took a turn quickly.
Sorry for
That's
ruining the party.
That's every show every week.
I
Trust
love
me.
it.
Yeah, at least it didn't end in ass play like it usually does.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just.
well, because I found out earlier that you like black dicks in your ass or something, right? Isn't that what he said right
jeez.
before the?
That's what he said.
Well,
those words didn't come to my
I took it
mouth.
from it's summer and he's dirty and he likes black people in his butt. So "Dirty Black Summer" is a song.
It's a song. It was a play on words. I don't actually like black men inside me.
it's fine. I
But
believe you.
I don't judge if you do.
No, hey, you know,
I've definitely walked.
judge-free zone.
Maybe just tan people on the side of him. Maybe not only black, but tan.
I like white girls. Okay, that's it. Just because just in case of piece of her slips inside of me, it doesn't mean anything.
Oh my.
Okay, so let's get.
There we go. There's the ass play. We're done.
We can't. It's every show. No, it's gonna happen at least 2 more times during the show. Just so you know. So, and then I see Kendra on top is in your IMDb.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
We were just with Jessica Hall, and
I know.
she was
so
on my podcast.
Kendra's your friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's actually another person who I've been around her many times. And she's pretty damn cool. I like her.
That one thing that I love about Kendra is she's like-minded in the sense that she is who she is, and she makes no apologies for it. And you have to respect that. Whether or not you agree with it or like it or agree with her perspective or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You have to respect the fact that she is who she is, and she makes no apologies.
Zero fucks given.
Zero fucks given.
And she's had a couple of public meltdowns, sort of too, right?
She's had some shit she's had to deal with. Yeah.
But it's been pretty public.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if you
But,
are on
again-
these reality shows, you're asking for everyone to know everything about you. Because it's like if you're on a reality show, like the paparazzi's going to fuck with you more. Because it's almost like you're asking to be public.
Well, because I feel like they look at it as you are now part of their property because you've put it out there. You are now part of their property. It's a weird dynamic.
It's a weird world we live in, huh?
It is.
Okay.
That's why I don't leave my house.
And I'm reading about celebrity ghost stories.
Yeah.
Tell me
that
oh, God.
happened.
So tell me about this.
It was on the Queen Mary, actually.
Which is super haunted.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I mean, I'll get into this later.
Our
but
friend used to own the Queen Mary, so we've
No
spent some
shit.
time there, yeah.
it's haunted as fuck.
One of my
so
favorite one of my favorite places. It was the first time I'd ever gone down there. I'd done a film in Hilton Head, South Carolina, and a bunch of the actors, we hadn't seen each other since rap, and one of them that actually lived on Hilton Head had come out and was staying on the Queen Mary. So we all went down there and had dinner and drinks, and I ended up staying on the ship, and he and I went ghost hunting, if you will.
Uh-huh. In your bedroom?
No.
Under the sheets? Were those ghosts under the sheets?
No. Actually.
Wait, so you actually searched around the bowels of that ship, and it's scary as fuck, huh?
It is. It was down by the nursery, and he came up behind me, and he literally touched my shoulder. I'm trying to break into the nursery because apparently I felt the need. And
Of course, why not?
Oh, duh. And we had already broken into the ship. I mean, the swimming pool that's cut off.
Oh,
we already made our way down there.
You saw the big deep pool?
Oh yeah.
It's huge.
Oh yeah.
See, I've snuck all around this.
Oh yeah. No. See. Yeah.
Too.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And if everyone you talk to who works on it will look, you go, this place is super fucking haunted.
Well, that's the crazy part. So I was trying to break into the nursery. My buddy, who's not a small guy, he's like over 6 feet, big dude.
You got a chance.
Big dude. And I like him big.
You can go ghost hunting.
They're big old. Get your big bear paws on me. Right?
And he tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, dude, every hair on the back of my neck just stood up. And I was like, what? And I'm, trying to break in. And he just looks at me and he goes, run. And I turn around and here's this, 300-pound plus man hauling ass down the fucking hallway. So I take off after him, not really knowing what happened. And I turn around and I see this guy chasing us. And he's in like this 1930s kind of like a blue-gray suit. He's got a hat on. He's got really angular features. And he's like got this look on his face of like complete anger, but just a hollow sadness at the same time. It actually broke my heart. And I was like, okay, fuck this shit. And I kept running. And when we got to the middle of the ship where the staircase is, I stopped and I turned around and he was gone. And we went up to the main deck and talked to the receptionist. And she's like, oh, you met the guy in the gray suit. I was like, oh, did I? That's great. Yeah. I mean, it was clear as day like I'm looking at you. It was crazy.
I mean,
That's yeah.
I believe you 100%. Like I said,
Yeah.
I've snuck around that ship and it's fucking scary. And I'm not the kind of guy who's scared of shit. That place is scary, 100%.
I love that,
and
though.
everyone you speak to who works there is 100% convinced that the place is super haunted.
Absolutely. When you've had that much tragedy in one place
Well,
and that many things
Are you
happen.
familiar with the history of the ship?
Well, now I am. At the time, I was not. But my friend who was with me, his name's Gene. He ended up submitting the story, and we made it got published in the newest edition of the ghost stories of the ship. And then I did ghost stories and the haunting of. They approached me to tell the story, and they fact checked everything I said, and it all came back
Oh, it's legit.
Yeah.
For sure. So you saw, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's
So
great. That's a
real
good story.
Aberration.
Yeah. Yeah.
a
I
good
mean, but
story.
I've been seeing shit like that my whole life. So, I mean, I had never seen
Okay,
something.
now, all right. Now that's you just ruined it now. Fuck,
No,
your
I
story's
swear to God.
bullshit.
No. But that was the first time I saw anything that, I mean, just like I'm looking at you guys. Just solid mass. It was crazy.
It's not a joke, huh? Mm-mm. So would you say that your biggest role or you're most known for is your role in Sons of Anarchy?
Probably.
I mean, so
Yeah.
do you have like, because with shows, I mean, people who are into Sons of Anarchy, Game of Thrones, House of Cards, people, you're either into it, you're either really into it or you don't watch it. Mm-hmm. You're one or the other. So do you have people just like, oh my God?
Oh, yeah. No, I have people that have definitely, I mean, they follow your every move and they come up to you. They're like, holy shit, I can't believe
I've watched every episode probably twice.
Really?
And the fact that then being part of, fighting for UFC and having like Theo and Charlie and those guys always, they love the fights.
Yeah.
And this is one of the moment where I was like, I feel really fucking cool. Theo, met him a couple times and he introduces me to Charlie.
Yeah.
And Charlie looks at his girlfriend and goes, babe, look who it is. Look who it is.
It's funny
And I was
because
like, this is fucking, you get a high five. I feel so cool right now.
Well,
We're
that's the
all
thing.
just humans doing what we love.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Because fighting is the one thing that transcends.
Yeah.
Where you could be a super famous athlete, baseball, football, super famous actor like Leo. Like Leo is a fucking major fight geek.
Yeah.
Leonardo DiCaprio is the
Really?
biggest fight
Oh,
geek.
yeah.
He knows,
I didn't know that.
He knows everything about every one of us.
Wow.
When I met him, he knew exactly who I fought and when. I was just like, whoa.
That's crazy.
Like, there's a lot of really famous people who you would think wouldn't be impressed by other people, but when it comes to fighting, they're all into it.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
pretty interesting.
Yeah, I didn't know that about him. See, I love him because of his animal activism and his environmental stance.
Well, you love, as I see.
Yeah.
I love him for all the supermodels he bangs.
You have a lot of philanthropy going on yourself.
It's like a fucking revolving door. I'm like, aren't you tired?
I know.
I mean, don't you at some point just get tired?
Of banging girls?
Yeah.
No.
Jesus Christ.
What kind of question is that?
Yeah,
Well,
what?
no. I
Excuse
mean,
me?
But
fuck.
that's like asking, like, is there ever a day you just don't want to eat anymore? Like, no, I'm always hungry.
Yeah, there are
Hey,
days where I'm like,
all the-
I'm too
all the best
hungover to even
food-
fucking eat.
All the best food on the planet ever made is all laid out right in front of you. Would you like to eat all of it one after another? Of course I would.
Yeah.
No, I don't mean it like it gets tiring to bang different chicks. That is not what I'm saying, because that would not get tiring. Okay, I agree. What I'm saying is it's got to get tiring just like
Banging the same one over and
and-
over.
Well,
no,
yeah.
just having to start from like scratch it. Like, I don't know, because
doesn't
the
have to
girls
start.
probably go in thinking they're like, oh, I'm going to change him. It's my chance. Da, 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 da. You know what I mean?
No,
It's
what
got to
happens
be
is,
just exhausting, like
I
putting
mean,
up with
good
them.
luck.
Does that make sense?
yes, but they get flown into let's say in El Dorado in Cabo San Lucas, they're like the posh community. In his jet, and they all come in, and then he gets to do
Don't
whatever
act
he
like you
wants
don't
to do,
know.
and then he
Don't
walks
play
out
it
to
I
the
don't
down.
leave my
balcony.
house, okay? I got my nice little house, and I barely leave, so I don't know.
We got you here. Started telling us about fiancés
Gotcha,
banging
bitch.
pregnant best friends. Shit's great. What are you talking about? Getting weird with us already.
That's the fun part, right?
Yeah,
Are you having fun yet?
I am.
That's good.
Absolutely.
Tell us about some of the philanthropy you're involved with.
Oh, God.
I
We
see
don't have
a
enough time.
I see a huge list of stuff. Like you're
Yeah.
just the fucking nicest person on the planet.
Yeah.
Is this real?
You know what? It is my passion. I had always said the minute I get a little soapbox, I'm going to get on it and I'm never going to shut up. And that's kind of what I've done. So,
Well, you started here.
Yeah, what are the big charities you like to work with?
God, I work with a lot of different animal charities. Right now I'm doing a thing called Dancing with Our Stars, which is kind of like a takeoff on Dancing with the Stars.
Oh, you don't say.
Don't say.
Fuck.
You know what, asshole?
Thanks, Captain Obvious. I'm doing this thing called Dancing with Our Stars, which, if you didn't know, is a play on words with Dancing with Stars.
Anyway, and so I actually have to learn how to fucking do an entire
Oh, I got her mad. I like it.
scripted. I know, I'm all livid now. No.
Ooh.
I have to learn a whole entire scripted dance. So I've been working on that, and we're doing that at the end of August. I have to do it in front of a very large audience, which I'm not looking forward to.
Where's this at?
It's up in Santa Clarita,
Okay.
and that benefits Leukemia and Lymphoma Society.
Oh, well, that's what a coincidence. I just left my dying grandfather this morning who's dying of lymphoma.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
That's depressing. I'm
That's
so
a story.
sorry.
That's a sad story, so we won't tell that one right now.
I'm so sorry. Well, I'm out there trying to help.
Trying to make it better.
Too late for him.
Well, damn, that's just...
Yeah.
Way to suck the air out of the room.
you go.
But yeah, so I mean, I'm going actually on Monday. I leave for the Dominican Republic. I'm going down there with a couple of my girlfriends, and we're doing we go into Haiti with Food for the Hungry, and we're helping.
Wait, are
some
you going to
villages.
Haiti or Dominican Republic?
Both. We're flying in Dominican. We're doing a spay and neuter clinic vaccination for some of the strays. We're going into Haiti
For some of the people.
No, the animals. And then we go into Haiti and we work with some of the kids in the villages that are still being affected by the earthquake. And then we're going back to the Dominican and doing some more with the stray animals and then coming back up here. So I live and breathe it. I do.
Sounds like it.
I do.
Oh, she's such an angel. I mean, it makes up for all how fucked up you are. You were definitely a princess. So, I mean, we've had a pretty good time here with Kristen. I mean, honestly, we have so much fun with our guests. Kristen, I mean, we never met before. Have you met Kristen before tonight?
No.
And we're having a good time. I mean,
Yeah.
we're telling each other some really personal stuff, and I love it.
There you go.
There's no agenda. There's nothing. There's no like real nonsense to get to. It's just nonsense.
I mean, Victor Ortiz is not really threatened, but you're close to being like one of our best friends.
Oh, I like that.
Do you know who Victor Ortiz is? A boxer?
Yes, I don't live under a rock.
Well, wait a second. You don't know who Danzig is. You do live on a fucking rock.
Okay, only half the time.
Don't start
Only
with me.
half the
Don't start
time.
with me.
All right.
So Victor Ortiz, I mean, literally within 5 minutes of meeting him, I was like, "You're my fucking best
Oh,
friend."
he texted me. He goes, we have a new best friend.
Oh, I love that. Like you got incled in that. So
And
it's like a three-way.
I was
He
like
raised
dead-
me, so he's no choice.
Okay.
I was like dead serious. I was like, he's my favorite person because he's a fighter and he's a great athlete, but he's super fucked up and immature and funny. It's just like, I love you.
I love that those are qualities that you look for in a best friend. Fucked up and immature.
I mean, for those of you at home listening, I'm pointing at Ian going, "Yeah, what do you think?"
That's me.
So, here we try to get sort of serious sometimes.
Okay.
And one of our segments, because we want to pretend we're smart,
Okay.
and because Ian does not watch the news or read the news, we have to do some current events.
On purpose.
Okay.
And I do that for Ian's benefit, not yours. Well,
Fantastic.
Maybe for our listeners.
Okay.
So
Bring it.
I mean, I love going over some pretty interesting current events. I mean, obviously, one of the biggest ones is, it's hard not to talk about politics every week.
Yeah.
So, and I try not to push my political agenda because I always talk about one thing I hate, and I don't know if you feel the same way, is any type of radio show or TV show that pushes their agenda.
That is very annoying.
And it's 80% of shows nowadays are
Yeah.
like trying to make you feel a certain way.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, just because I feel a certain way doesn't mean you can tell me I'm wrong. I don't care. I'm not going to try to make you agree with me. But I hate that kind of stuff. Like we were talking about Vice. You know the show Vice? Yes. I
Yeah.
used to love Vice, and I
Yeah.
still watch it. But they're pushing their liberal agenda like over the top. It's like
Yeah,
they're not
I
even
haven't-
trying to hide it.
I haven't seen it lately.
Like they should they must be literally sucking off Obama on a weekly basis. But it's because Bill
There's a visual.
Bill Maher owns it now, and he's the most liberal Zionist dude on the planet.
Though one thing I will say about Bill Maher, because I do watch him, is he'll give it to the Democrats just like he gives it to the Republicans. He will. If he thinks what they're spewing is bullshit, he will call them out on that. And I will give him that.
Yeah.
He is definitely more left than right, but he will dish it out to them just as much as he will.
He bought it from Shane Smith?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Shane said maybe that's why I got ruined. Shane's a legend, you know?
Well, he still runs it for him.
Okay.
He's still in charge. But I mean, now with their power, I mean, he's like doing like sit down interviews with Obama and stuff,
Yeah.
and like Joe Biden, like on the regular.
Yeah, that's so weird.
I mean, as a journalist, that must be pretty dope to be like, yeah, I sit down with Obama like every 3 months.
Whether or not you like the president, it's still the president. You know,
Exactly.
to sit down with somebody
Yeah,
of
like
that caliber has got to be amazing.
I can't stand Obama, but I respect him.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
like-
there's that.
I don't
I mean,
like any of his
that's- I
policies,
think
but he's still the
that's-
president.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
guy earned the highest position on the planet. Like,
I think that's a respectable
Yes.
way to put it. I have
Yeah, I don't
nothing
agree
to
with
say
any of his
about that.
policies, but yeah, there he is. So, I mean, would you guys see in the news this week this whole thing about Turkey?
I love turkey. Makes me sleepy though.
Is anybody?
I'm like with gravy.
Are you guys?
I've been watching the convention,
Okay,
so I
we can get to that.
okay.
But so, if you see this whole thing in Turkey, so
No.
they had a quote military coup.
Oh yeah. Oh that yes. Well,
Oh.
that technically wasn't this week. It was the end of last week.
Oh, sorry.
It's like what happened this week in
Sorry.
Turkey?
Oh, and it failed, right?
It did.
But 90% of people think it was like a false flag thing, so that so their leader can make all these emergency decrees of more power, and he did.
Mm.
It was all a setup. God, I wish I ran a third world country.
He's like, all these people. I mean, Turkey's not really third world. I wouldn't say that.
I don't know.
I mean, Turkey at one time, Constantinople, which is the original name for Istanbul.
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes.
I'm so happy.
I know history. I listen to hardcore history every day, almost every day.
So I mean, that was like the capital of the civilized world for 1,000 years or so, right? I mean, it was a
long time ago.
Yeah, Constantinople which is what Istanbul used to be called. So they had a coup there. It's pretty interesting how the false flag thing, and it's funny because a lot of people think that false flags are these like this, a theory. But I mean, there's been a lot that have been, 10, 20, 30 years later that have been proven like that wasn't a theory, like that was a real thing.
It's all nonsense.
Well, I mean, like the start of the Vietnam War people thought it was just like it was a made up thing. About the Gulf of Tonkin incident?
No, I don't.
The Gulf of Tonkin incident was when the U.S. claimed that U.S. naval ships were attacked by North Vietnamese.
Yes.
And that was our excuse to get in the Vietnam War.
Oh, yes.
And that was a made up thing, right?
Whole thing.
But like 30 years later, our own government has straight up said, oh, yeah, we made that up. It's like they admitted it.
Yeah.
Well, if people haven't figured it out, our own government makes up a lot of shit.
They do?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm
kind of just stating the obvious.
A lot of people believe the same thing about World War II, that FDR was fully knowledgeable that the Japanese were coming. And FDR had been trying to convince the U.S. and Congress to declare war on Germany and Japan, and they wouldn't give him permission.
Here's the thing. We need to understand as a country that we are told what they want us to know. We are not told necessarily the truth at all times, but we're told what they want us to know because as a mass, as a country, as a group of people, if we knew the truth about everything at every second, there would be no order whatsoever.
There'd be mass hysteria.
They would just be mass hysteria.
Kristen's like, I'm woke as fuck. I'm woke. I know what's going on.
I mean, think about it though. Logically, I mean, it's what makes sense.
What
It is very true.
Did your parents ever tell you the truth about everything when you were growing up? Fuck no. It's the same kind of thing.
My mom wouldn't lie to me.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm handsome and I'm smart. And everyone likes me.
Yes, absolutely. Write that on your mirror so you see it every morning.
But I'm one of those people who like I don't want to be called like a weirdo who's into all those theories, but I believe that 100% that the media we're told what they want us to know and think, and when certain people or certain groups are in control of the media and they have been for a century or more, they can really evolve what society believes and thinks, and I think.
Like the Rockefellers.
I think hopefully that the power of the internet over the next 50 years, 100 years will change that because
it's already
now
starting
people are able, people are able to get their own information without seeing it on the news. Because I mean, I can't even watch the news nowadays. I feel like the news is just like it's
all rubbish. It's all rubbish and bad news.
Well, yeah, and if you talk about pushing your agenda, I mean, each station has their own agenda that they're pushing, and so I watch Sky News. I watch the news from the BBC over.
And do you feel like that's pretty neutral?
Like
BBC?
I think it is. And the thing about our country too is we stopped teaching history a while ago in the schools, and the kids nowadays are just, God bless them, but not that smart. And they don't really talk about
dumbing down, right?
It is. And they don't really talk about the current world events. We're so worried about what's going on in our country, which we should be, but they don't talk about everything else that's going on too. So I like watching that because I get to hear about Turkey and I get to hear about other places and other things that are happening, good, bad, or indifferent. And so I'm educated in that sense, and I'm still educated as to what's going on here.
Do you also notice that Americans are really, really ignorant when it comes to world history?
Oh, yeah. Like,
especially certain things like, I've asked this of a lot of people, how much do you remember about World War I that you were taught in school? Nothing, right? Mm-hmm. Nobody I know can tell me anything about World War I they learned in school unless they're like, I'm super into like, early 20th century, late 19th century world history, European history. I love learning about all the situations that help create World War I, World War II.
The older I get, the more I find it I'm getting into history, the older I get, the more I find it fascinating.
But in America, nobody learns in school about World War I.
Well, if you travel overseas, England, all these places over there, they keep all their historical buildings and their history. They're very rich in their history, and they talk about it a lot, and they present it out a lot. And there's a lot that we tear down. A building's 20 years old, we tear it down and build a monstrosity.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Like
we don't cherish where we come from. We don't talk about our history nearly as much as they do in other countries. And so I think we're just raised without that ingrained in us.
Yeah.
So we don't appreciate it as much.
It's like a whole different take on the world, huh?
It
We're
is.
just super into ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're in charge. Who cares? It's if you're into things like there's hardcore history or history on fire, like Dan Carlin, the really interesting things, whether it's talking about the Great Khans or the Prophets of Doom or World War I, World War II. And this guy makes like 5-hour podcasts all about this stuff. Like I drove from here to Tahoe by myself and listened to the Wrath of Khans.
Wow.
And it was one show, and it was amazing.
That's cool.
You just get to learn about everything that's happened in the past and how fucked up this planet is.
Yeah, and it's sad because with us not acknowledging a lot of our history or discussing it as much as we should, or teaching it, you're gonna keep making the same mistakes.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing, and we are.
We are.
And with the advent of the internet, they say that human knowledge doubles every 18 months, which I don't know how they calculate that, but that's just a theory, I guess.
I feel like people are getting dumber every day.
Well, human knowledge with the smart people, but the average person is an idiot on Facebook that's worried about the Kardashians.
I mean,
if I have to,
the average
this Pokemon
American,
bullshit. If I have to hear about one more
I was
person
gonna
running
ask you
into
about
a
it next.
fucking parked car or a tree, are you kidding me? And then when I say that it's stupid and that people should stop looking at their phones every goddamn second, and then I get this wrath of, well, it gets my kids outside to play, and why should that be a bad thing? I'm like, okay, look here. If you can't even get your children outside to play, you're a horrible mother.
Yes.
All right?
For our listeners, Kristen had her finger in the air
the whole time.
like an old black lady who's like chewing out her neighbor.
It's true though. Look, you're failing as a parent if you
Still
can only
doing
get
it.
your children to do something by putting them on the phone. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's true because I was
passionate. goddammit.
I had a conversation with one of the dads at my gym today that we coach his kid, and these kids don't do anything. And then we look back on, out of our group of friends alone, 4 of us made it to the UFC. 4 of us.
There you go.
And what did we do as kids? We never were inside. I had a Nintendo 64, so Nintendo in general. I was like, I'm not gonna play with that piece of shit. I'm gonna go outside and have fun and kick a ball around or punch my friends in the face. Like,
No, it's very depressing.
There's just more to get done.
When I get asked out on a date and they're late because they were playing video games, and I'm like, you are in your fucking 40s. Are you kidding me with this?
Okay, wait a second.
I think I just struck a nerve.
Wait, so
Justin's set.
So, wait a second. So, you're telling me that somebody not only were they actually late but they told you that's why I was late? You know what that is? You know what that is? No, hold on. You're getting played. This is reverse psychology. Yeah. Someone's fucking with you,
really?
trying to make you feel less important because the best way to bang a girl is to make her feel insecure. So any girls with low
Well, not this
self-esteem.
one.
Well, I'm just saying that's the usual. I mean,
you made it to your first cocktail and then I had to go.
Well,
Sorry.
I'm just saying that's the plan for a lot of guys.
You're pretty hot, but Call of Duty's pretty cool too. So
I'll bang you when I have time.
yeah.
and your pregnant married friend.
Hey, that was he didn't play video games. That's one thing I'll give him. Well, towards
He
the
was
end
playing
he did.
some other games, wasn't he?
I know. He had his
Playing hide
hands
the
full with
pickles.
everything else, I guess.
He was playing the right game.
Yeah.
Playing
Exactly.
ouch oucher on my hair. Guess who's inside me? All kinds of games. Those are the fun games.
Oh my goodness. I like Kristen.
Oh God.
Can we be friends?
Sure.
Alicia's got some real interesting people in her phone. I'm super interested.
That's why I don't go through her phone.
Oh. So,
Oh man.
well, thanks for talking about conspiracy theories, current events, history.
I love a
Animals.
conspiracy theory.
I'm super into it. I'm super interested in them. I don't believe all of them. I feel like a lot of them are like the truth lies somewhere in the middle.
No, I agree.
I mean, the biggest one is 9/11. Obviously, like I would bet my life that the story we're told is not 100% true.
I
It
completely
may not be
agree.
as bad as we think. Like our government was in on it or planned it, but I do not believe all that
There's
shit.
too much that has come out and too much that doesn't make sense for us to just take everything at face value.
Yeah, I just cover my ears and go, watermelon, 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 watermelon.
Mine's pineapple.
Oh,
I say
pineapple,
pineapple. Oh.
Ian drinks
Do you like pineapple?
Ian, I like it when Ian drinks it.
Every day.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's it for Kristen. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks
everybody.
for having me.
Do you have social media or anything you
yes.
want to plug? You want people to check you out, or you want to hide from the world?
Well, no.
With your
yes,
cats.
yes, and no. With my dog and my cat. I do. I have.
Cat lady.
I have one, and her name is Charlie, and she's a badass.
See, you're too into that cat. You're a cat lady. See, the average person would be like, yeah, I got a cat, whatever. You're like, yeah, my fucking cat's awesome.
She is. She's badass.
We have conversations. We cuddle. She loves me.
You're a cat lady.
You know, if you died in your house, your cat would eat you. Or if you were smaller, your cat would eat you. Cats
if
are
I was
evil.
small?
They start with your eyes first. Your eyes and your tongue. Cats are evil creatures.
That's awesome.
Cats
They're,
are amazing.
they're predators.
They're
fucking
badass.
awesome.
It's just she's just waiting for you.
She's
to
like,
die.
I love my cat. It's okay. I'm a cat person.
I am an animal person.
My cat's a
No,
vegan.
you can't fix it.
No,
No, it's too late.
you know what? I would say the same thing about a goddamn tarantula or iguana. So it's all good.
Are you a snake person?
I love snakes.
I heard. I can't believe she fell for that shit. She looked me in the eye and whispered, I love
Snakes.
fuck. I mean, once again, we're falling back into the pattern, Kristen.
Oh God, I need to get out of here.
Gotcha.
All right, well, you're out of here. Do you don't want to plug anything?
No, I mean my social media. It's just my name, Kristen with an E, Renton.
Spell it because people are stupid.
Okay, Kristen Renton.
All together.
All together.
At Kristen Renton. There you go. Find her, follow her, stalk her. Don't lurk her. Don't lurk though. Just actually
just
follow
follow
her.
her.
We hate people just look at shit and don't follow. Like, fuck off. Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. And you get it right through our website. I'll tell you one example and a great thing I would recommend. I'm a Star Wars fan, and the best thing to do is listen to audiobooks, the Star Wars audiobooks. They're great, and they have awesome sound effects as well. So download your free audiobook today. Go to audibletrial.com/animals. Again, that's audibletrial.com/animals for your free audiobook, or check out our website, www.2americananimals, and that's the number 2americananimals.com. American Animals. I love the name of our show.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Do you like the name of our show?
I do. I love it.
That's good because we're stuck with it at this point.
And we have our new logo.
Yeah. It's on the app. Everyone can see it. It's a really, really beautiful cartoon of us.
I told my buddy Warren, I said I want Miami Vice meets American Awesomeness meets like a douchebag. And that's us.
And he came up with us.
Yep. Surprise.
I mean, you probably didn't even have to give him a picture of us. He just knew it right off the top of his head. He just magically drew us.
He's designed a lot of things for me, so he understands how he understands the amount of douchebaggery that goes on in my life.
So Erik Apple hanging out with Ian McCall, and our guest now joining us is none other. I mean, he's sort of infamous. I like this guy, Justin McCauley. Welcome,
infamous
Justin.
Even. All right. Thank you.
He's not famous. He's
infamous.
Infamous.
Hey, you know, anytime you can be in a studio with two Orange County legends like yourself and a diva and Kristen Renton, shit is good. You know what I mean?
Kristen's good, huh?
She's awesome, dude. That was rad.
Sweetheart, and she opened up like you said.
She had a lot to share.
Justin was pumped.
I was pumped.
You
saw me.
chub
You
going
caught
over
me.
there,
You caught
huh?
me. Yeah, you caught me.
Psyched.
She started telling all those stories, you know, made me feel like I had a chance.
He was into the ginger, huh?
Yes.
Totally.
Do you like gingers?
They're soft.
Is she-
really soft
Do you think
skin,
she's considered
you know?
ginger? Kinda. Not really.
Semi.
She's like a legit ginger.
Yeah, she still has a soul, I think.
I always say that they don't have a soul. Do you know who is infatuated with gingers?
No.
Nick Diaz.
Really?
Hilarious.
That's hilarious.
He will straight up ask like whatever girl.
No
I'm with.
offense, but that would make an ugly fucking kid, dude.
Oh my God.
Nick Diaz and a ginger. That'd
Yeah.
be fucked up to do to somebody.
Dude,
you know
I
what I
hope
mean?
Nick-
It'd be
Nick-
like that one, like, fuck that.
You know, Nick will he will
I hate
genuinely
to
be
say
sad.
it, but it kind of looked like
that,
my brother when he was little. I don't
That
know.
will genuinely hurt his feelings.
No, I didn't mean it, dude. I swear.
Because Nick is really, honestly, you'd be shocked, but I know Nick really well, and we're super cool, so I can say this. Nick is really concerned with how he looks. Like, I'm not
Really?
kidding. Like, he really like wants to like live the deal and like look
Dude,
the part.
I think I might have told him this once a long time ago in Japan, but he has like one of the better looks for a fighter. He just looks like a fighter. You know what I mean? He looks like a guy who's gonna get in a lot of fights just based on the way he's looking at you. You're like, what, man? I didn't do nothing. What the fuck?
Fuck you
You
staring
know?
at?
Yeah, what? You know, just automatic. I'm sure he's probably had to deal with that a little bit.
But then when he talks to you, he's just like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, buddy?"
super cool,
nice.
dude. Yeah, I don't know.
We were at a party after the last UFC here in LA,
199.
and one of my buddies who is a huge fan, and it's actually one of my good friends' brother-in-laws, and he's a huge fight nerd, loves fighting. So I'm like, come hang out, dude. So it was like, you know, it was Luke Rockwold's after party, and the Diaz brothers were there, and Jake Shields, and a bunch of other people, and he was so excited, and to see Nick interact with a fanboy,
Right.
Trevor's like, "Oh, what's up, dude?
Oh,
how's it going?
He's not super comfortable with it.
And
for sure.
he just turned and was like, very nice to meet you too, and like had this awkward. But you could at least he's trying. You know, he's really trying to be like the fan friendly guy, and
Genuine
people don't think
and
that.
humble and
Well, it's super funny because I mean, you probably I know Ian knows, but I don't know if you remember. I was one of like Nick's first big sponsors. I sponsored with Rockstar and Metal Militia.
Oh, really?
You remember him and his brother wore nothing but Metal Militia for a long time, and that was back in the day when it cost a lot of money to sponsor people head to toe. It was not a joke how much we were paying them. But I also I took care of them like all the way around. I sent them a lot of gear. I was going up and training with them, and it's weird because Nick went from like he didn't know me to like we were best friends like in a day.
wow.
So like it would be like awkward when because I was always really close with Gilbert and Jake, and he knew that, so he was always cool, but he was always kind of like arm's distance, you know.
Sure.
And then like we would do stuff, and I would like have him do promo stuff or work with a company, but he was still always kind of like weird, like he barely knew me. And then like one day it was all of a sudden he's my best friend, and it was like I was like super caught off guard. I was like, I remember it was at Magic, and he was at the Metal Militia booth, and I went to go get food, and he goes, "Well, you're not going to take me?" And I was like, "You want to hang out with me?" All right. I mean, like last week you like barely knew my name. I didn't know if you even like cared about the whole deal. Now,
Well, in Vegas, I think people get to see the real Erik Apple. You know, like 10 chicks around,
just
all
comes
kinds
out.
of nonstop party. I think you probably might have seen something special
He
there.
flourishes in that environment. You should see him in Hollywood.
Nice.
I feel like I was one of the first like fighters to really like introduce guys in the fight scene to like the real club scene.
I would say so.
Well, one of the first.
Definitely. I mean,
I'm not
You were
claiming
there.
the first, but one of.
Yeah, it definitely like switched gears there at a certain level.
I remember taking really well-known fighters to XS and taking them up on the stage, or actually before XS when it was just Trist, and they were like, I'd never been here before, and I was in my mind, I was like, you're like one of the most famous fighters in the world, and like I'm the one taking you to these places you've never been. It was like weird to me.
Totally.
But now fighters are the coolest guys in town, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I got to give it up to Tito. He did pretty well, like creating the party. That one sponsor he had, John Orecchio, and he would rope off half a Trist and buy 30 Magnum bottles of champagne, and that was pretty impressive. Some of that stuff that went down over there. You're right, man. You're right.
100%.
Totally.
So Justin, let's talk about you.
All right.
What
not?
I mean, should we talk about what you're up to now? You're living in Hawaii?
Oh, man.
Living the good life?
Yeah, pretty good. A couple years over there. It's stress-free, less traffic and all that kind of good stuff.
I mean, there's a lot of traffic in Hawaii.
Yeah, but you just got to time it right, People are like, oh, it's so far, bro, 20 minutes,
blah.
They're like, oh, bro, you got to go 20 minutes to get to the
Don't even
grocery
start
store.
with pigeon because Ian's pigeon is fucking
Horrible.
miserable.
It's
We
horrible.
had Sonny in here the other day, and he fucking busted out some shit. And I looked at him, and I was like, bro, they're not Jamaican.
And I never said I was good at it.
I trip out on people that mix up Jamaican accent and pigeon.
For the longest time, anytime I tried to imitate any accent, I would go straight to a Brazilian guy. It was the weirdest thing. It sucked.
So suppose my friend,
Hey, man.
My friendy. Name that guy, Joe Moreira,
They all-
instantly, right?
they always, but every Brazilian he learns to speak English, comes up with my friend. The big first part of the sentence or the end, right?
Totally.
So what's going on over there in Hawaii? What are you up
Frick,
to?
dude, I'm hanging out at the UFC gym. Me and Scotty Junk training some kids and working on some the MMA program over there. Got a couple young studs I'm working on.
Scotty Junk's a
bring
big
them
boy.
up. He's awesome, dude. Yeah, we get together, roll around.
He's a big guy, yeah?
Beat each other up a little bit. It's good to have a heavyweight to train with, and he's got a good thing going over there. He's built that Honolulu gym up pretty well, and so we're
Is that
looking,
the UFC gym?
Yeah, the UFC
And
gym.
can people spar at that gym? I thought the
know,
UFC gyms didn't really want sparring.
I think that was the original concept, was not to allow people to get hurt and not to have to worry about the insurance and all that stuff. But some people get after it. There's like little.
But it's Hawaii and everyone wants to fight.
Yeah, you know how scrappy it is over there. So for the most part, we try to get away from it unless there's a coach right on board and it's more of a pro camp going on. You know?
Yeah, I'm good friends with all the boys like Russell Doan and Louis Smolka. My agent Jason House represents all those boys.
Awesome. Yeah.
And
Some great guys coming
my
off the
coach
island.
is from Hawaii. He's from North Shore, so
Sure.
it's I'm always surrounded by fucking Hawaiians.
Yeah, dude. They're a great bunch of guys, and they love to scrap, and
Yeah.
everybody's real good. Great athletes over
Exactly.
I don't. So many tough guys coming from the west side, which is no surprise if you ever hung out in Waianae.
there. Right? Yeah, them Waianae Bangas. Pretty tough dudes
You
over
got
there.
Max Holloway's on the
Yeah.
on the rise. I mean,
Sure.
he's been on the rise for a while. And that kid will hopefully get a crack at the title soon because
I
goddamn,
think
he
so.
was good.
You know, I think so. Look at what
He's
Eddie
close,
Alvarez
yeah.
did the other night. And I don't think anybody thought Eddie Alvarez was going to claim the belt
I
that
didn't.
quickly in the UFC.
I didn't
Looking
think he
at his
would.
first couple fights, nobody did. You know, so it can be done. You know, everybody's
mean,
just
he-
1 or 2 shots away.
I
really.
think he barely squeaked by Gilbert. I think that fight.
Yeah.
I think you could have said that fight went either way.
Yep.
And then he also had a split decision over Anthony Pettis.
Anthony Pettis,
That
which
one
is
was hard
boring
for
as
me.
fuck.
Hard,
because
hard.
even though he won the title, I get it. But to win, if you win 2 split decisions in a row, does that really warrant a title
I
shot?
don't know. You know, it's kind of crazy. You've seen some weird things happen though on the title ladder before. I mean, look at Overeem. Overeem's in title contention right now.
Yeah.
A couple years ago, it was looking like he was going to get released.
I mean, he got
you know,
smoked
so-
by a couple guys. He got smoked
Right.
by Travis Brown. He got
Yep,
smoked
yep.
by a couple guys. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. So, you know, things can change so quickly in the sport. And you look at a guy like Couture has got, you know, whatever it is, 8-10 losses or something over his career. So, you know, it's pretty, you know, it's just indicative that if you stick to it and you're going to get lucky sooner or later, you know?
Well, Justin, tell me, for someone who's been involved in the sport for nearly 20 years, I'm not trying to date you.
Thanks, man.
Are you
Thanks for reminding me.
You're cute, you know, but not necessarily my style.
Are you still like super like you read about it every day? You read stuff on the internet.
I'd say, you know, I keep up with the people that I really like and the people whose careers that I've been fortunate enough to touch, you know, throughout the years. And I like to pay attention to that. And I like to, you know, work with the kids, like the real kids, you know, and try to help them develop and give back what I've learned. And I mean, you know, I started out in LA boxing, you know, at the
Costa
gym
Mesa.
in Costa Mesa in 1992. You know, kickboxing and boxing and all that kind of stuff, and then wrestling, and then all of a sudden jiu-jitsu came to town, you know, and we're, oh, cool, this is great. And
Oh,
then
so
we
you
saw-
were training for years before people even knew what jiu-jitsu was.
Yeah, before the UFC even came, we already had a gym. We were already on it, you know, and that changes the world, you know. So being able to grow up in the sport and see the revolution happen and be one of the first guys there and kind of, you know, like a little brother to one of the original guys, and then get my chance to go in training with guys like Chemo and Coleman and Kerr and Don Fry and all these legends from way back in the day. And then, you know, up to the Titos and all the guys from Japan and all the guys from Brazil being, you know, one of the Carlson Gracie team black belts and all that kind of shit. Like it didn't sink into how much knowledge and how much I've learned over the years, and until I went back and started teaching. It was like you come full circle, you know. You go
Like you didn't realize how much knowledge you possessed.
yeah, I think we all forgot more than we remember what we know. You know what I mean?
I definitely forgot more than
But to go back to the gym and to be able to give it back to the kids and go, wow, fuck, I was there, you know, at 17, 18, 19, just getting started. You know, let me see if I can put my hand in this guy's, you know, career and help him out a little bit.
Well, it's funny because MMA in the last 5 years has been so popular. But I mean, I try to explain to people, like, when I first started fighting, people heard I fought and they thought I was weird.
Right. They're like, oh, hey, Eric, where were you? I went to Japan to get in a fight, a fist fight. Oh, you did? Or did you get arrested? No. It was for money. It was great. Oh, what do you mean? Like human cockfighting? No. It's shoot fighting. It's awesome. What the fuck is shoot fighting? You know what I mean? It'll be like a long conversation.
People thought something was wrong with us.
Right. Like, are you mental? Are you okay? You know, why would you do
I got
that?
paid to go fight in Rosarito or TJ. Like, what the fuck?
I mean,
What the fuck are you doing, dude? You know, I'm fighting bare knuckle on a beach in Aruba, and it all becomes a realization. You're like, what the fuck? I'm in a movie right now. This is insane.
Yeah, I mean, back then it was like you literally had to explain to people what you did, and you got the same. Did you guys get the same 5 or 10 like general questions you got from everybody?
Oh, of course.
Do you hate him? Have you ever killed anybody? Do you headbutt him and hit him in the balls?
Actually, I
Are
did
you
fight
scared
under
you're gonna
headbutts.
die?
Dude, it's so true. All those questions.
So you had legit Vale Tudo?
Yeah, I
fights?
fought in the World Valley Tudo Championships, bare knuckle. The only thing we could bring to the ring was our cup, our Speedo, and our mouthpiece. And the only 3 rules were no fish hooking, no biting, and no eye gouging.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty rad.
And that was against Mario Neto.
Yeah, Mario Neto, tough guy.
So you
Rad.
wait. Well, let's back up.
Uh-huh.
You were a Speedo?
I was.
I might have to Google this shit.
Dude, you
I
should.
hope I can find
You
these
should,
pictures.
Bro, you should just go to the highlight reel. The first fight did Speedos. The first couple fights were Speedos. You know, it was a thing back
That's
then.
what you were. You
it
were
was a
fucking
sunga,
Speedos.
right? You wore the Brazilian sunga. You know?
I'm not gonna lie. I had like the tight like crow cop shorts. My very first pro fight.
So did I. My first
Everybody
couple.
did.
If I had buff legs, I would have worn them the whole time.
Dude, it wasn't until all of us started wearing our surf trunks to training that everybody started wearing them in the fight. They're like, "Fuck that! I ain't wearing the underwear no more." You know, I'm wearing my
If
surf
I had
trunks.
buff legs, I would have worn them the whole time. If I had like big jack legs, like crow cop legs, I would have done it. was fucking sexy.
Well, think of it this way. So at 14, Justin was the first person to ever teach me jiu-jitsu. Granted, it was at Extreme University in Mission Viejo.
Yeah, man.
And there was only a couple classes, and then they literally, I showed up one day and there was a note on the door that says, "Oh, we're closed." But I was like, well, I think I was 14. What year did it close?
I think we closed 98, probably.
98, 99. So yeah, I was like 14 years old, and then I ended up going to Kristen Renton. But I mean, back
maybe it was
then,
99.
back then it was, these guys were fighting, in their underwear, headbutting the fuck out of each other.
You guys were headbutting each other in training?
No. I'm just saying in the fights in general. But
Me and Shawnee for sure. But
like,
my parents, my dad was such a fight lover that he was like, sure. Fucking, what kind of parents are like,
where do I sign? Let me sign you up for this shit.
Take their
14 years old, go choke each other. It's great. Yeah.
You got a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. Yeah, sure, you guys will be fine.
Yeah, I mean, out of that gym, we had Jeremy Williams, Justin Levens, a couple that aren't with us anymore.
Yeah.
It's some really cool
Wait,
stories
Justin
from that
trained
gym.
Extreme U?
Yeah, man. First
For a little
jiu-jitsu
bit.
I didn't
class,
know
yeah.
that.
It wasn't open that. I mean, well, at least I wasn't there that long.
Justin used to come to my class all the time and just sit there, and he wouldn't wrestle for the longest time. He'd go, "No, I just want to watch."
His wrestling was bad in the beginning.
Yeah.
So he was like, we were like main training partners at Who Else Fight too.
Sure,
though.
yeah.
And we were. I mean, when it came time to spar, it was me and him every day. And I remember his
He never
wrestling
went
and his
100%
ground
though.
in the beginning
Yeah.
was not very good. Like I'd always sweep him and I'd always maintain control for the first like two years or so, 3 years, and then shit changed and I was like, fuck.
God damn it.
Wait, and what'd you say? You never went 100%?
Yeah, he was the guy that
is
never
that sarcasm?
went. Yeah, totally.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he would go 150% the whole time. Like if you were sparring with leg kicks, guaranteed he's gonna try to kick your leg off.
it was
punch your head off.
it was.
I love that
You
about
got that
him.
from
you know?
Marco.
No, it was
Totally.
it was either 15% speed or 100% with Justin. There was no in between.
No in
and it was
between.
like if I hit him, if I land any clean shots, he's gonna go up to 100%. And every day it was like, am I ready to go fucking really hard, or do I not want to go really hard today? Because if I go hard too, then we're okay. But I don't want to do that every day. And it was like, fuck. It was like, what do I do with Justin?
Dude,
Every day
he
I
was
was
a
like,
monster.
fuck.
He was a monster. He was a handful. Even the people who were pretty decent, like blue belts, he would just strength out of stuff, and his aggression would beat them. But I mean, back then who do we have? We had Carl Parisian on our extreme shoot cards. I think Tiki Gozen fought Genki Sudo, and we had some legendary shit going down in that gym, and it was all like predecessing, what's happening now, and it was kind of like the first mixed martial arts facility. It had everything under one roof.
Oh yeah, one of the first. So was Kenji Akiyama your first fight, or did you have other fights before that weren't like official? Like people
Yeah,
don't
we
know
had
about?
smokers. I did smokers at LA Boxing and a lot of amateur stuff, and then Kenji. And I just won, I think, my second national title in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu at the blue belt level. And so they had Kenji Akiyama, who was a black belt world champion, wanted to fight a jiu-jitsu guy.
In jiu-jitsu or judo?
He's a karate world champion.
Okay.
So they wanted the karate guy to beat up a jiu-jitsu guy. So they tried to pick on a guy who was a national champion, but at the blue belt level, right? So they're like, oh, we're
just
going
left
to get
that part
fucking
out.
Justin
Yeah,
McCall.
exactly.
National champion Justin McCulley.
Yeah. Oh, but only a blue belt. Fine print in the bottom or whatever. But then I pretty much kicked the guy's ass, and they changed all the rules around and tried to make it, better for the karate guy, and no ground applications were allowed and shit like that.
So was
how
it
they
one of
did
those fights where
Back in the day, that's how they did it.
you're
Right.
only allowed on the ground for like 30 seconds and you had to stand back up?
Oh, yeah, all that shit. And his best friend was the referee and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Knocked him out in like 15 seconds, said, welcome back up. I was like, oh, we're done or what's up? No, start over.
Pretty sure
No
we
way,
killed
really?
Yeah, I swear to God, dude. It was like that. Swear to God. It was awesome.
I love how our sport started. It's so
Isn't that great?
sweet.
It was so like cutthroat. You know what I mean? You'd be in Compton in a warehouse or something like, yeah, somebody here we can fight.
Well,
What's up? You
I
know?
remember the first fights that I ever went to. I can't remember. They were the ones that were in San Pedro in the back of that gym.
Sure,
Yeah.
Kaja. Cage Combat, wasn't
Yeah,
it? Or
yeah.
Neutral Grounds, was it?
I think it was Cage
was
Combat.
Cage Combat.
Yeah, with a K, two Ks. And then what was the other one that was right off the 110, like downtown LA, in that like big theater? Remember Joe Moreira fought?
Yeah.
Or Joe Moreira fought. Remember Maverick? He should
Maverick.
fight there.
Yeah.
My brother
Totally.
fought- my
Maverick
brother
was a
fought-
legend,
And
right?
he was everyone
Dude,
thought
he's like a
back
street
then-
legend.
Back then, you thought he was tough, but I see him now and I'm like, bro, like that guy has no idea. He had no idea what he was doing. He's just a
But-
huge juice monkey.
And he would show up to fight though every
Oh,
time.
yeah, for 30 seconds.
dude. And it was unbelievable because he beat some guys that I didn't think he was gonna beat. And I mean, he earned his name. It's not too bad of a thing. Not too bad, dude. On that underground level, he was like the underground king over there or something, you know?
So your first official pro fight, you main evented a fight in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a
totally.
pretty big step.
It was, dude. You know, I got off the plane and there's cameras in your face and the whole 9 yards. And I was like, oh, this is a big deal. You know what I mean? I was shitting my pants. Like, literally. I was like, wow, this is a little scary, dude. Fuck, I don't speak the language, dude. I don't know what the food looks nasty.
You don't speak the English?
And, you know, 2 trips into Japan, I'm like, oh, the food's great. The people are awesome. You know what I mean? But I was so freaked out and nervous. Like, I couldn't enjoy myself or relax until after the fight happened.
And did you get like a translator to hang out with you who spoke no English at all?
Yeah, there was a guy who was hanging out with us. Yeah, for sure.
And he was supposed to be like your translator, but he spoke no English?
No, he spoke pretty decent English, you know?
Because that happened to me in Japan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we went over there for deep, and they gave us a translator, and he fucking spoke like 4 words of English, and I was like, "You don't speak?" He like spoke no English, so he just hang out with us and fucking do hand signals. That was our translator. I thought it was.
That was a sign language coach.
He was deaf.
Yeah, it was pretty funny, pretty entertaining for sure. And you fought the same guy twice within your first 4 fights, huh? Daisuke Ishii, you fought him again your 4th fight, and you got to win that time. So the first time you fought him, was it one of those things where if nobody finished anyone, it was called a draw?
Totally, dude.
Okay.
Yep. And I schooled him up pretty well the whole entire time, and I didn't finish him. And I remember thinking to myself, like, wow, dude, you should have finished him. You should have tried a little harder for those submissions. But I did get a second chance at him in the Neo Blood tournament. In the second round. Tough dude, though. You know, he's like one of their hockey national champions. He went on to
hockey?
deep. Yeah. He was like one of the scrappers for their national hockey team or something.
I didn't even know that Japan has any player playing hockey.
Neither did I, dude.
You just blew my mind.
Right? Isn't that weird? So then I guess Funaki, Masakatsu Funaki, the guy who started Pancreas, recruited him, brought him in. And
Pancreas, not pancreas.
You know,
pancreas is inside your gut.
Pancreas, whatever you want to call it. And then fucking... you know, so we had a second scrap. I got him in that one. You know, but it was a good fight. Good fight. He's a tough dude. I like him a lot. He's actually one of my favorite fighters that I ever fought. We partied together and stuff, all kinds of stuff.
I have huge respect for Funaki and all the old school guys who fought. Like all the Japanese guys, the boss had to fight in Pancrase. Like all those dudes they were pretty legit. And for back then, they were super legit.
Yeah,
they
had super legit.
They had legit like submission skills. They were legit shoot fighters, and they were super entertaining.
I mean, that's how I learned a lot of my submissions, was watching those videos of you know, Shamrock and Rutan and Maury Smith taking on Suzuki.
You didn't learn any submissions from watching Boss. Let's
dude, actually, believe it or not, Boss has got a couple. After he fought there for a while, he started to learn a few. But you know, you had Hasegawa and Suzuki and Funaki and Ishii.
Which is the one that is known as like the super, super mean, angry bully for the people he coaches? Like he beats the shit out of them. Is that Funaki?
All the young boys or whatever.
Isn't that Funaki who just beats the fuck out of everyone he trains?
I'm not so sure. I think that's pretty par for the course over there.
An ensign.
You know? Like if you're in the dojo, they can. You know who I think it was? Masa Sayama. I think maybe.
He was one of the founders of Pancrase.
Maybe the founder of Shuto, I think.
Oh, yeah.
He was a real gnarly guy. He'd hit
call him
people.
The Tiger or something like that.
Yeah, he's Tiger Mask, I think. He'd hit people in
Tiger Mask,
in the head with the kendo stick and stuff and bust their
the
cauliflower
people
ear.
he trains, he beats the shit out of them with the stick. Like during training, like, whoa.
Yeah.
That was the initiation was to get your fucking ass kicked by your coaches and training partners all the time.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I don't think kids go through that these days.
Well, you know,
I don't beat my kids.
Yeah,
try to put the kids at the UFC gym in Honolulu through that kind of stuff. You know, no, I'm just kidding. I don't think it's necessary. You know, I think that's why a lot of them are timid and they don't fight the way they really should. I think there's too much abuse going on in the dojos, a little bit too much of hazing. You know, in the sumo,
too much.
A little bit in Japan, and now it's lightened up quite a bit.
I'll tell you right now, the average kid trying to get into MMA right now, I guarantee you would shit their pants if they had Marco Huas 15 years ago like I did.
Shit their pants, dude. I mean, that guy, when he showed you something, it was 150%, right? And you're like, oh, whoa, sorry, coach. So did I do something wrong?
That's the first place I did MMA.
Yeah.
I didn't do any MMA. I just went to Marco's one day because I live in Laguna Niguel and everyone's going to Marco's.
When Yuji Nagata was getting ready to fight Mirko Krokop, and who was Don Fry? Don, I think, was getting ready to fight somebody. But we were down there training quite religiously with Marco. Yeah, he was one of the guys that the Japanese guys hired to get everybody ready.
Oh yeah, he'd always pay everybody.
And
but he'd get paid by Pride Number to get people ready.
Yep, totally. And so so I was a part of that crew in that camp, and that's the only time I really got to be in the gym with Marco.
Did you really train with him much, like spar with him and shit?
No, I didn't really move around with him at all, which I regretted. We didn't really have the opportunity, but I
mean, don't be that.
We had a lot of respect for each other, which was cool because I think Joe and Alan and those guys were always really high on my submission level, and my jiu-jitsu level, which kind of got me in the room over there. You know what I mean? So he respected me, and he kind of used me as like a demonstrator.
And
type
would
of
he
guy.
did he like hurt you or put you to sleep doing that?
No.
Because he did that to us.
Yeah, no, he never did.
In group class,
But I
like
heard
he
that.
would show a choke and fucking put the
Right.
person he's showing on would go to sleep.
And Levins told me that. He was like, dude, huas, man.
Yes.
It's insane.
He'd
dude.
put
He
everyone to
hurts
sleep
me.
and shit.
Yeah,
Well,
like-
like there would
Yeah.
be certain on the days that he would train with us, you would tap, and if he didn't think that it was worthy of tapping, he wouldn't stop. You'd be like, tap, tap. He goes like, no, that's not good enough. And you're like, I'm fucking telling you, it hurts really bad. Stop.
No, you're just scared. It doesn't really hurt. You're just scared. Hold tight.
And then the worst, and because I was an athletic kid, I'd only been training. I didn't train any combat sports. I'd only trained there for like maybe 6 months or 8 months. And he's like, you're going to come to fight class now. I mean, in Marco's, I don't know.
Did you hear the pause?
And people don't know. Like, you can't tell Marco no. If you tell
Right.
him no, it's like, well, then don't ever come back.
How do you tell the
So-
king of the streets of Rio de Janeiro no?
I was like,
It's
I was
yes,
like,
sir.
I was like crushed. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
What do you mean? Like, like I got to fight with that
Pedro,
you or?
Pedro,
Yeah,
and
no,
you,
Pedro. How's
and
Pedro?
Babalu,
Right.
and Shimu,
Peter
Right.
Ayers.
and Peter Arts,
Wow.
and Rodrigo, his nephew Rodrigo Huas, and I was like, why?
Macaco.
And I would come in there and like, bro, it's funny because Marco was actually the meanest. Well, Rodrigo was pretty hard. Shimu was pretty rough. Believe it or not, Pedro was the nicest one. Because I think Pedro, like, he had the shit beat out of him by Marco so much that he like felt bad for us. So he would take it easy.
Sure.
But I remember like the days that we would go to training and Marco would be wrapping up or taping up. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm not embarrassed at all. I would be holding back like fucking tears, trying to figure out how I can get out of this today.
I had to take Justin home one time because he fucking Marco slept him more than once. And
Marco slept me twice in one round.
that's what I'm saying. Marco knocked him out
One
multiple
round.
times, and then I had to take him home, and he's fucking bawling. And I was like, what the fuck?
Inside, Marco's just going, yeah, these gringos think I'm teaching them to fight, taking their money and kicking their fucking ass.
I love these stories. Hey, it is American Animals. Erik Apple, Ian McCall, hanging out with Justin McCauley, carrying on with our great stories here at Dash Radio's American Animals. Ian McCall, Erik Apple, hanging out with Justin McCauley. And remember, you guys can find us at @2AmericanAnimals. Find us and follow us. Don't lurk. Justin McCauley hanging out. We're having a good time talking about some old school, hardcore, real deal fights. And I mean, and I think of guys like us, we're fighters. I feel like so many guys these days are athletes.
Well, they're athletes and they're roster whores and they want to wear the T-shirt or whatever company they're working for. You know what I mean? Well, it's just totally cool, dude. Be the brander. Be the guy. But, like you said, we came from an era when guys were fighting for their family name, for their reputation, for their school reputation, for the ability to have a school that was reputable. And nowadays, it's not like that at all. It's more, like you said, it's a sport,
I didn't even want to fight, really. I just, like, kind of felt like I had to.
Yeah.
Yeah, we at the beach. We could fucking. You want to
No,
get beat up at
I
the
mean,
beach?
like my first couple pro fights, I just felt like I better do this because I'm training with these guys every day
Yeah.
and they're legit. So like I have to like.
You got to make them proud.
It found you
Yeah.
for a reason, too. I mean, the sport kind of chooses you. I don't know if you choose this sport. I think it chooses you in
Oh,
a
I
way.
never thought I was gonna do this.
Right.
I never thought I'd.
I don't think I
never
ever
thought
did either.
I remember like literally like maybe my 8th or 9th fight. I was like, fuck, I'm 9-0.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Pretty good at this.
Yeah, and fuck, this next guy I'm fighting is pretty fucking gnarly. I remember
Who was that? That
I was
Brock
gonna
guy or
fight Brock
whatever?
Larson.
Yeah,
I was
Brock
gonna
was
fight
gnarly,
Brock
huh?
Larson, and I was like,
He was pretty gnarly.
fuck, he's a
Or
four-time
is pretty gnarly.
He's a four-time
Yeah.
All-American. This motherfucker, he was All-American his freshman year in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
If you're an All-American in wrestling in the Big Ten,
As a
you're
freshman.
You had him for a second there, didn't you?
I
In a
broke his
leg lock or
ankle.
something?
I broke his ankle,
Yeah.
and he just fucking.
He didn't care.
And I remember specifically, John. I'll remember this like fuck. It was yesterday. Big John was my ref,
Right.
And I remember like I consciously at the beginning of the fight, I was like, "Fuck, John McCarthy's my ref." Like, cool.
All starstruck. Like, what the fuck?
Well,
John McCarthy's my ref.
well,
I'm
no.
walking out with a superstar. Who walked you out? Somebody that's famous.
Chuck.
Yeah, Chuck.
Joker.
Yeah. Yep.
Chuck was all whacked out.
No,
we were at the
not
Hard Rock.
even,
I thought
That's such a fucking
it was-
unfair assumption to make, dude.
I was such a deer in the headlights because I was sponsored by the Hard Rock Hotel. I was fighting at the Hard Rock. Chuck's in my corner.
Yeah.
I'm fighting Brock Larson. Dana's sitting there fucking telling me I better fucking have the fight of the night. And I'm just like,
No
freaked out.
pressure. No pressure,
again,
but you better have the fight of the night, kid.
I had been around Big John and met him a million times, but it's different when he's reffing your fight.
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I was on the ground and I popped Brock's ankle and John was in the squat position, like a foot away from us, his face right in my face. And I remember like it popped and I had that like in my head, like, oh, I got it.
Yeah.
And I looked at John.
It's so weird when you release at that point too. You're like, ooh, I got him. Pop. You know, it's a gross feeling when you pop a man's leg or arm in between
and then
your
they
legs.
punch you in the face. And you're like, shit.
Oh, I should have fucking broke it.
No, this is exactly it.
Sucker.
So I felt it pop and I got all excited. I looked at John and John just did this.
He didn't tap.
And then like literally 2 seconds later, I got the fucking hardest hammer fist of my life, square in the middle of my forehead. And you know, you're like your head like doesn't really bruise. I had a legit perfect black thing, like very black in the middle of my forehead. It was a hammer fist at me so hard.
Dude, real quick. Shout out to Cyborg in England, dude.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
man, dude.
that was
Speaking
shit.
of foreheads, dude. Oh my gosh, dude. I
His
feel
forehead
so bad
caved
for him.
in.
Isn't that's maybe the worst injury that we've seen? Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, visually,
Pretty bad, dude.
Visually, 100%.
Oh, and in his eye, you can see his eyes and his brows starting to slope down. Imagine the pressure on your
Well,
brain.
you know, I'm such a nerd. I'm on the underground all the time, and it's so funny. I read this thread by Ray Elby, and he talked about how they're gonna like, oh, he's gonna have his skull fused, and I was laughing. I'm like, bro, you gotta fucking fuse your skull? What the fuck are you talking about? What are they gonna do? Put a cast on your
No, they
head?
just put a little Bondo on it. Well,
What are they gonna do? Put a cast on your head and let it heal? They're
Paint
not fixing that shit. I mean, what are they gonna?
They're gonna put titanium mesh.
Yeah, they can't pull it back out, so they just have to fill it in, basically.
No,
right?
they fucking pull it out like a dent and they put mesh over it, and they have to. I don't know what the fuck.
So it's like similar to like a hernia. They do mesh for that too, right?
Like
Yeah,
you,
but
use
it's-
like
but
a
it-
car dent puller, one of those things with the like suction cup dent puller.
I'm going bro science here, but yeah, they because you can't have that much bone, that much pressure on your brain.
No way.
You know, so they have to pull it out, and then they'll have to put the mesh over it too. I had a smart person explain
Yeah, because
this a while ago.
man.
what just happened is they just decreased the volume of his brain, of the capsule in his brain, so it increased the pressure, and having high intracranial brain pressure is a problem.
really bad, I think.
That's
So
a
there's
problem.
more than likely a drain or something like that. Like,
It's a stint. Yeah.
I don't no, but they can't drain your brain.
well, what they do is they put a drain. They do actually. If like somebody has an aneurysm or something like that, they'll
They
put a
do.
drain.
Oh,
To release the pressure.
Yeah, you know, I remember when Jeremy Luss died, they took a piece of his skull out to let the pressure out. You're right.
Yeah.
And do you know what they do with it if you're not conscious?
What?
They sew it in you. They cut
keep
them
it
open
alive.
and they sew the skull piece in your skin and sew it back up. I remember they did that to Jeremy Lusk.
That's awesome.
I was there for that.
That's awesome.
That's another heavy story I'll tell you someday.
It's incredible stuff.
But,
well, anyways, I just wish him
Cyborg
the
is
best,
so
dude.
tough.
Yeah, he's such a tough guy. So many fights in his
Well, you
career.
speak-
Such a great warrior.
he,
you know.
I mean, he fought. Remember his fight with Lee Murray?
yeah,
And he,
dude.
did he fight-
Beautiful shit. I mean,
did he
really,
fight Anderson?
Gosh, did he?
I feel like he did. Maybe I'm mixing it up with Lee Murray and Lee Murray's fight with Anderson. But I mean, he's one of those. When that happened, he flipped over and started kicking the ground like in pain.
That's
And
what
I
I
was
heard,
like,
yeah.
oh, that must have been a real deal because Cyborg's not the kind of dude to lay down there and act like he's in pain.
No way.
Squeeze his face and kick his feet like a little kid. That would look really bad.
It looked like he wanted to raise like 20 grand on his Kickstarter. I think they might have been a little bit north of that this morning, but
Oh, really?
I hope people reach out and throw
Well,
some dough his way.
Bellator's going to pay for everything.
I hope
Coker
so,
will pay
you know.
for everything. I
Yeah, well,
guarantee.
they said they're going to because
Guaranteed Coker will pay for that shit.
and whoever is the cunt that were talking shit on the GoFundMe page, oh fuck!
What were they saying?
I hope you get hit by a bus.
What were
Yeah.
they saying?
They were talking shit on him and talking shit on Bellator and like, well, you should have picked a fucking different sport if you're an idiot if you can't afford your own surgery.
I mean,
and
it's the nature of the internet. There's just people going to talk shit.
It's just like regardless. Okay, it's getting paid for obviously, but for them to go online and talk all this shit, I was like, wow, like,
It's crazy,
guys are
man.
fucking
They must think
assholes.
we're just circus animals or some shit. You know what I mean? Like, how are you going to talk about somebody like that? You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
right.
Like, the guy's got a family, he's got a mom, a dad, he's got a sister, a brother, a cousin, whatever, and they're going to read that. You know what I mean? The people don't consider that at all.
Yeah,
It just drives me fucking crazy.
He's a tough dude, 100%. So Justin, so you're in Hawaii, you're working at the UFC gym in town, working with some of the kids,
Yeah, man.
and you're paying attention a little bit to MMA these days.
You know a lot of it, brother. You know that.
And I'm looking back at this record. I love some of these guys. Mikhail, you fought some awesome names.
Dude, thanks, brother.
You fought some really good guys, and you had a real respectable record in the UFC, 2-2.
Yeah, you know, I mean,
Better than
yeah,
mine.
it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. I fought some tough guys, you know, Gonzaga and Hardunk and Eddie Sanchez and Mike Russo. I mean, Mike Russo, I lost to Mike Russo. Everybody thought I was, you know, something wrong with me or something. And the guy went on to go 4-1. He lost to Verdum, and that was his only loss in the UFC.
Yeah.
So he's a tough dude.
He was a cop or whatever.
Yeah,
right?
Chicago police officer. And, I want a rematch with that motherfucker still.
Oh, do you?
So if you're ready, Russo, let's get it on. I don't give a shit where you're at. We can do it right now. And you know what I mean? You just get those ones that you're like, gosh, yeah, I want to have that.
You know
one
what?
back,
See, that's another thing. That's how we're all fighters. Because I feel like that about every guy I lost to. I'm like, well, if I did this, I could. Tanner
died,
this
dude.
time.
I was like, Tanner, dude, you can't. What are you doing, buddy? Like, there's no chance for the rematch now. And I
That's
just
how you know
okay,
someone's a real
you got
fighter.
me in this lifetime, motherfucker. You got me, dude. But love you. Rest in peace, dude. Rest in peace.
That's awesome.
He died with the victory. I can't rematch.
Looking back at this career over since 1997, do you have any one or two fights that really stand out as like the best moments or the most memorable?
Well, I mean, when you can go to the big dance and get a victory, dude, that's like the most important thing you can feel, I think, in this sport. And to make it to that level, I think I was like 33 or something years old when I finally got the call to go to the UFC. I'd already been competing in the sport for a long, long time, like 14 years. So, maybe I was not in my prime section. So it didn't feel like I maybe got the push or the opportunity that I wanted to succeed as well as I could have there. But to win in the UFC and to lose in the UFC taught me more about myself and my career, I think, than anything else,
So do you feel like the hard dunk win was like the big one for you? Because to win your debut in the UFC is pretty awesome.
Huge.
Because it's a real thing. Is your first fight with Zuffa?
Yeah. And it was on TV. It was the weirdest thing. I stepped in to replace Frank Mir, who dropped out of the fight last minute, and I had 3.5 weeks notice, and Pavia calls me up. I got you in. I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, 3.5 weeks. I'm like, go fuck yourself, 3.5 weeks. I'm sitting on my fucking couch eating ding-dongs, buddy. Like, you think I'm going to walk into the cage? It's the only time. It's your time, dude. You can do it. You could beat this guy. Really? Who's the guy? Anthony Hardunk. Dude, you're smoking drugs, dude. This guy, like, he'll kick your head off. You know what I mean? Like,
legit Dutch Thai boxer. Yeah.
Legit Thai Dutch boxer, yeah. And
has become a great coach here in LA.
Unbelievable coach, and one of the greatest guys. And honestly, he's probably, arguably, one of my favorite opponents. Dude, same thing. After that, I found him in the bar and, shook his hand and had a cocktail with him real fast. And we talked story about the fight and we compared notes. And he was good like that, you know what I mean? Where you could address each other and it was a competition and it was for, whoever the better man was that night.
Yeah.
And you can go on with your day. And he was really, really cool like that. But I got to tell you, when I walked in and I first saw him, I felt like I was fighting the Terminator. The guy is so like big and gnarly and just incredible looking. You know what I mean? He's like the Dutch prototype. You know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, who's this fucking guy, But I think Eddie Sanchez maybe was a more rich victory for me just because I had time to prepare. And I felt like I fought my best that night. Maybe I'd ever fought in my career.
And is it also because you came off a loss and won?
Also, that helped a lot.
Because I feel like my win after my first loss meant a lot because it's like, when you're winning, it's easy, right? And then you lose, you're like kind of bummed.
Totally.
And then you get back on the horse and you figure it out and you come back and you like, okay, I can.
Without question, it's a hard thing to come back from a loss, dude. You get pushed down that ladder and you're like, oh god, you feel like your value is all gone. It's hard. Like, it's funny because people talked weird about Ronda when she came out and said right after she got knocked out, all she could think was to look at Trav and say, I want to have his babies. It's like an instinct or a natural reaction. I think we're a little bit more in tune with like ourselves and nature, and we feel
your instincts.
Yeah, your instincts.
Fight or flight.
You feel more of what the, I guess, essence of losing is, and the people that just watch it on TV, they don't feel that. They don't know that. They don't understand that we dive into a deep depression for like 3 weeks and have to refine ourselves and pick ourselves up by the bootstraps and go back out there and redo it. They don't understand it. They'll never understand that.
You're just some worthless piece of shit that lost because you suck.
Yeah. So to be able to just like endure that and know that you can go through that and then step back up to the plate and win, you're like, oh yeah, I do got it. I am a fucking beast, and a guy like Eddie Sanchez, I think he was 11-3 at the time.
And didn't he beat Krokop?
He lost to Krokop, and then I think he lost to Hardunk too. But
he had some legit wins.
He had major legit wins. Yeah, he was knocking guys out, Sal Palele and some gnarly guys. I mean, Mario Scottaneto, he knocked out. He beat some other guys too. We had a few common opponents, and he had a better record than I did. And he was a heavy puncher. You know what I mean? So you got to respect a heavy puncher anytime you're going in like that. And
Puncher's chance.
Dude, a puncher's fucking chance. And so I kept seeing myself like, oh no, dude, just don't eat one. You know, all through camp, just don't eat a shot, and you got this one, dude. Just don't eat a shot. You know what I mean? And I actually got into a couple of positions with him where I had to eat his shots, and I took him on the chin, and I responded.
It almost
well.
made it better because you earned it.
Yeah, it did. There was a point where I got asked before in an interview, and they said, do you want to stand and bang with him? I said, I don't think anybody really wants to stand with Eddie Sanchez, but yes, I do. You know, and at that point when I made that smart ass comment, it was like, fuck yeah, just go for it. You know what I mean? And it kind of gave me the confidence and cockiness to go in there and beat his ass a little bit.
Well, I mean, I hate to say this. I mean, I wish we had more time.
I wish we did too, but this is awesome. Hey, dude.
I would love to have I'd love to have you on again sometime.
Anytime.
Do you have anything? Can we plug your social media? Do you have anything else you want to talk about specifically?
I mean, it's semi-dormant, you know, but I got a Twitter page. It's at Justin McCulley, JustinMcCulley. I'm I think Insane One on Instagram, NSANE1, and then Justin McCulley on Facebook. If you want to hit me up anytime, I'm
find
there.
Find him and love him and follow him. Man, this happens a lot, Justin.
You can stalk me. I don't mind.
We have a good time, and we really enjoy our guests. Yes. And I wish we had more time.
Dude, I love this, guys. I'm pumped on your guys' show, dude. I'm just fucking happy to see you guys in the studio doing something fun like this, something you love, dude, and having to be able to, you know, you got Alicia Nicole here, obviously bringing in talent, and have a WWE diva in the house is always amazing. So, Kristen Renton.
And she brought a different one last week.
Really?
Yeah.
It's unreal.
Tori.
No way.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's so hot.
Alicia's
gorgeous,
fucking pulling her weight, let me tell you.
Right.
All right, well, this is American Animals on Dash Radio. Erik Apple, as always, your host with Ian McCall. Justin McCulley, thanks so much for coming in. Had a great time with you. We'll have to get you back another time.
Right on, my brothers. Thanks for having me.
Love to talk story
Nothing
with you.
but love.
And find us at 2 American Animals, and we will see you next week.
This podcast was a presentation of lightupmedia.fm.